Hello, hello.
Hello,
Happy,
hello.
happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, so we're going to get these reviews on. We got Married to Medicine and Real Housewives of Potomac. So, Real Housewives of Potomac is The Blunt Truth. And I forgot, what is the title of Married to Medicine? Um,
Um,
oh, God.
Medicine. Oh shoot. Makeup to break up?
Yeah, Makeup to Break Up. That's what it is.
Something like that.
Makeup to break up.
I might have put in the makeup to break up, but I think it's making up and breaking up, or breaking up and making up. Okay.
Well, so as you come in,
to see what the folks was rating it. So if y'all get a chance, get over on YouTube and go to the poll and let me know what y'all are rating the episode.
Okay. What did you think the episode of Real Housewives of Potomac was?
I am rating Potomac. I'm giving it about a 5. I didn't really feel like it was. Listen, I think I already said, since we've been reviewing this the whole season, that they really are coasting. It's not that they're like, it's not boring, but they're just coasting. And I think sometimes, like when we get into Wendy and the fact that she has these charges now, it's just a little weird seeing some of the stuff play out this season. And it's different from what it was doing for Karen.
Yeah, it is.
Because I think we knew, and so we just knew, like, we just wanted to see what Karen's response was to what we already knew. But with this, it's like, I mean, it feels like we know because of what's been presented, but we don't, you know?
Yeah, because it's not happening in real time then. It's in after filming. So yeah, I understand that. I said the other day when I did a review on it, I said it was about a 5 or it was just kind of more like a filler. It didn't get good to the end. And I got some words for Miss Stacy.
Okay.
It's not so cutesy anymore.
Okay.
No, I just didn't like that, how she did it at the end. I just thought,
okay,
she pulling the Kenya.
She did. I kind of maybe think I like it, but let's see.
I think when a person tries to out-talk you because you're about to tell the blunt truth, because you're lying and you don't want anyone to know what's going on or whatever. And it seems like, unless we're missing something, I know they edited, different ways. It just seems like she just really popped off like really quick. And I'm like, what? And she should have escorted Ashley, I felt like. But anyways, we'll get there.
Okay.
So we start off with Giselle looking at she's at the Benz dealership and she's looking for a G-Wagon. So she's looking to get her electric vehicle to, I got this baby over here, y'all, so excuse me. So she can be responsible, I guess, with the ozone layer, don't have that many carbon footprints and all that kind of stuff. So Wendy is coming there to meet with her, and they're going out. She's going to go out and test drive. Then she realized she really didn't know how to operate it. And so they had to take the salesman along with them. So he's getting the earful. He's finding out about folks in jail and everything else. So they're talking about missing the Grand Dame because when Monique was there, I guess Giselle was kind of reminiscing on, old times and how the old gang was back. So, and they both were saying how they miss the Grand Dame and she needs to be freed.
The Dame drunk.
Yeah, the Grand drunk. And Giselle has said she wanted to clear the air with Monique. And also they talk about Stacy. And Giselle was basically, she's over it. She ain't gonna deal with her. Wendy was like, I know she lies, But she's funny, she's harmless, it ain't no big deal to me. So that was that. So what did you think about that first scene?
Listen, I was here for the G-Wagon, and I don't know much about, I be feeling so like, I don't know, dumb that I don't pay attention enough to what anybody is talking about your carbon footprint. Now, listen, I understand the basics about what's happening to the environment, right? Like, I get it with the plastic bottles, the paper, the XYZ. But I didn't know that, and maybe I did know because we got these electric cars now, but I didn't really know that so many people were really choosing their car based off of that, factor.
Girl, you only gonna get so much fossil fuel. You're gonna run out one day.
But I'm here for the G-Wagon because that is my dream. I would love, love, love to be able to go get a G-Wagon. Funny enough, it used to be a Range Rover. And them new Range Rovers I just saw, I don't know how they came across my screen a couple days ago, but them new Range Rovers looking good too. However, something about them G-Wagons that just give me this, I don't know, I love the G-Wagon. So I was here for it. Yeah. I was here for it. Mm-hmm.
So
and it was something that I did think when it was happening because I said, it's the car lot thing. Remember on Real Housewives of Atlanta when Britt we say, it's like the
playing around.
101 is playing the trip to the car lot.
Someone else said they just thought it was maybe some kind of promo that they thought that maybe there was a deal between Bravo and Mercedes-Benz.
maybe, could be not.
Okay,
right?
Yes, I don't know, but yeah, I like those vehicles too.
Come back here, Prince Michael Jackson.
He know his name.
No, not yet.
Oh my goodness. So okay.
That's funny to you too.
Yes. So next on the docket we have Stacy and her friend AJ. And that's her good Judy there, and they're meeting and talking about her launch for Shio?
Yeah, I keep saying Shiloh, but ain't that to me is baby name, right? So it's not the same.
Who baby?
Shamia.
Oh, that's why I kept saying that. Because I was calling it Shiloh.
I kept saying Shiloh too, but I kept thinking, like, where am I getting this name from?
Yes.
So I think you might be right. I'm confused though, because I keep thinking Shiloh in my head. So I am confused about exactly what it is.
Yes, Shayo, Shio.
Okay, Shio. Okay, right. And her baby name is Shiloh. Okay, got it. Mm-hmm.
And her Shiloh launch, and it's going to be on Juneteenth. And she let us know that she's supposed to be the first Black woman in Virginia to have her own cannabis line or a cannabis company or
gummies,
whatever.
I think it is. I don't even know. I think it's the gummies.
Yeah, it's got cannabis in it though. So she made sure to say that. But someone else said that. Never mind. Let me keep on going. But so she was talking about that, and she was telling AJ about the girls kind of questioning her about Chris and Ashley and Kay being all up in her business. So, and he was like, y'all really need to grow up. Y'all too old for this shit. And that's it. That's all I got out of that. What'd you get out of it?
I was just here for the bestie coming back. I kind of like him, AJ, when he come around. And, it was just a regular scene for me.
Yes. Then we have Tia. She's at work, making work moves because I wasn't really paying attention, but trying to get, I don't know, some more employees or something. And she also lets us know again that she grew up rich. But the daddy done jacked up the money somehow. So that's why she's working. So she gets a text or a call or something. I think it was a call from Stacy.
It was a call, yes, phone call.
And it was a hold on, no, she called Stacy, and she had told her that she would be coming to her event, but she needed to talk to her still. You know, they wanted to kind of clear the air. I said, Stacy must have been asleep because her voice sounded real deep.
It did.
And so you know, they wanted to, you know, get things talked out because Stacy said she was confused, and Tia was letting her know that I am upset with you. So that's it. So what do you think about that?
It's kind of, I feel like I said this last week in the episode that, you know, sometimes I can just notice when everybody kind of goes to the easiest target. And I feel that way about Tia. I kind of remind me what her issue with Stacy is really quick, because
her issue was when
about the dinner, right? When she
and then she kind of lied, then flipped the switch, and then kind of turned on her. She said, because you're basically like saying that Tia was trying to like talk bad about her to Wendy.
Well, I kind of felt like she did. I mean, here's the deal. What other reason did you have for bringing it up other than to cause to, you know, it's like one of the, like it could be like, say with us, and you know, if I made it a point to say, well, so and so did this for me first, you know what I mean? Like it would feel, or so and so told me that I was, you know, just like to make it feel like I was more important than you, you know what I mean? And while I don't like her tone in the conversation wasn't that way, but I think I remember feeling like Tia is inserting herself on the I hate Stacy kind of bandwagon fairly quickly for her to be so new in the group in general. And so that's kind of, for me, I was, you know, I'm not sure where I am with Tia. I don't dislike her. I think she's kind of funny here and there. But I am just noticing that she is kind of like, I guess like everybody else, you know, want to be down with Giselle, and it's going on with whatever, you know what I mean, with program as far as Giselle lays it out, because we know Giselle is in charge of the girls.
Well, my issue was with that conversation, how it seems like when Wendy called her about it and she jumped, it was, first of all, she lied on the phone about it. And then she quickly did a turnabout and then tried to, because she lied, try to gaslight Tia. And I thought, wow. And I feel the same way at the end of it. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, we know what the women gonna do on this show. You can't tell me one thing and think they ain't gonna go back and tell the other girl. That's what they all do.
Yeah, that's true.
They do it all in your face, but then, you know, to be called a liar and all this other stuff, I think.
Well, maybe it was the scheme that Todd set up. Put that in the chat, y'all. Because, and I'm saying, like you said, maybe she specifically said it to her. Prince Michael Jackson. Cut it out.
He's like, who's she talking to? Where's Michael Jackson at? Who the
Prince? That's funny. Right. Like, who is that? I'm saying that to say, so Tia the same, her bringing it up to Wendy, there was a purpose in bringing that up to bring it to Wendy's attention. And maybe it was brought to you. You know how there's a saying about you know how somebody know your business because you know who you told?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, like you said, you know the girl's gonna talk. So maybe she, you know, decided, you know, we don't look at Stacy as that type of like manipulative type of deal. But I mean, yeah, it seemed like a scheme or a trap that, that was set up for you, and you fell right into it because there was a purpose in you. And I felt like when she called Stacy at that table, Stacy says, she said, well, I don't appreciate you getting in the middle of me and Wendy. Like, and I think that was fair. I think that was fair. So I mean, here's the deal with Tia. For her to call before going to her event to try to want to square things off, I thought that was proper.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah, I thought that was proper. But what your problem is with her, in the sense, it feels a little piled on. That's the word I'm gonna say.
Okay. And with that, we're gonna go to the next. Where my goddamn glasses? That guy wrote it in pencil, so I can't even see the shit. So next, do we even care about this? We are with Ashley and Josh.
No, we don't. Actually, look.
Girl, I'm sitting here like, why is you playing with this man?
I am sick of Ashley. Don't I say that every time her name come up? I am sick of her.
Because she actually started dating him, stopped dating him to go and do Love Hotel, came back dating him. She knew that boy Toy didn't have the kind of money she wanted him to have. She said, you haven't even took me on no trips. And he said something about Pittsburgh. So we know that she like older white men that got money. Point blank, she don't want to end up like her mama. So she's doing her best to pick people who have means and that can afford her. Mm-hmm. Excuse me. Me and my grandbaby here. So that's what she's doing. She's looking for people to fly her out, take her to different islands, do all these things, be on the yacht. And the young man, Josh, has not did any of that. They're on a date at the arcade. That explains it all right there. So she's dumping him. And she just basically lets him know that, he doesn't have kids. And if she was interested in having kids, she would have to have them real soon. And she don't see, there's no way to keep dragging this on. Mm-hmm. And she don't want to end up like Candy and Todd.
Sorry,
y'all. About to take my first husband money. No. She don't want to end up like that. So I don't blame her. Quit wasting your time with this little boy. You don't want him. You're just using him for what you're using him for. I guess it's fair exchange, but
I don't even know if she's using them for that because y'all are at an arcade. Because the deal is, if she wanted to go in other places, she could. She could just, foot the bill.
She ain't. She ain't doing that. She a single mama, girl.
Well,
she said she got to do everything and pay her mama bills.
So to your point, I don't know if anybody watched Love Hotel, but while she was on Love Hotel, and I'm not saying that any of them took it serious, but she very much did display that she wanted an older guy. And if you are attracted to older men, just go with that, But
older white men.
Ashley wasting all our time. She wasted Josh's time and she wasting our time. Every time she get on the screen, she is wasting our time.
Exactly. He tells her, you don't even know my finances. She's like, I ain't got to know. I can see. I can touch and feel. It ain't where I wanted to be at.
Okay. Now, I can get on. And listen, I'm not against going to an arcade as a date, but like, I don't know if it was a testament to his age or if it was a testament to his pocketbook.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah. Even at a certain age, like you feel like the restaurants and things that the people are going to today, those are not the same. Remember I made the joke, nobody knew what mango was when I was coming up. I ate mango on a regular basis and I was made fun of for being bougie. It was mango, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, exactly. And so I mean to say, like, the way that these young kids in their 20s, early 30s, you know, the way that they go downtown and go to the restaurants we went to when we went to prom, when we went to, you know, for special events. And really, when you were older, they go to on a regular basis, you know, today. And so I don't, like I say, I don't know if it's a testament to his age as far as being able to do things like that, or if she is in talking about trips, like going to a private jet. Like be specific about what it is. What is the difference? You know what I mean? Because maybe his palate is not up to par. Not everybody walking in Ruth's Chris need to be there.
Oh, and then some people think Ruth's Chris ain't nothing.
Well,
so,
I mean,
yeah.
I just threw that out there.
Yeah.
You know, the Sullivans. What I mean to say is like sometimes your palate not even there. You know, you go to a steakhouse and order chicken.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, what are you doing? So, you know, you go to a seafood place and get a
burger.
Right, yeah, you know, chicken fingers or something like. So you may not even know what you're doing there.
Yeah, I think it only was physical with them too.
Yeah,
and she felt. I'm pretty sure
because he is not attractive, but okay.
He looked better than her ex-husband.
Okay, yes.
So
maybe I don't know.
You look better than him, so shoot. I ain't seen. I mean, the men.
Plus, he had hair on his head. I'm not sure. Money make you look a little better.
Yeah, it just wasn't showing money because even when they went to the what was that? The White House with the press dinner, whatever, the correspondence dinner. Mm-hmm. Remember how he went dressed? She was all dressed up, and he had on like casual slacks.
Yeah, true.
So, yeah.
And with that being said, it might just be like you say, his lifestyle in general. And it may, and again, not even having nothing to do with his pocket, because he might make the money, but it might just be his lifestyle in general, in which he doesn't do those things. And so
he's a farm boy,
right?
Mm-hmm. So I don't know, but
anyway, he's wasting everybody's time.
Exactly.
So quit the show. We'll all be happy.
And she got 2 scenes on this episode. I was like, damn.
Scenes in which she is pointing out somebody else's damn flaws. But let's go.
Exactly. So then we have Giselle and Monique meet up. And they talk about their beef. Monique says that she apologized and took accountability, but was what the hell I wrote on here? But it wasn't. Oh, no. I'm sorry. Monique says that Giselle took accountability and apologized, but it wasn't shown. She said that on Watch What Happens Live. Mm-hmm. So anyways, they talk about their beef. Monique says how she felt so bad when they met at the Pride thing and she saw Giselle's daughter. I don't know her name. Grace. Okay. I was going to say Angel. I don't know why. But Grace, and she felt so bad about what she had did at that reunion. Talking about the holy whore and the binder, all of that stuff. So, so they basically agreed to like trash each other to each other's face and move on. What'd you have about that scene?
I hate that they didn't show us more of that. We really could have X'd out Ashley's part and enjoyed the whole conversation between Monique and Giselle, because I think that as fans, especially us that's been watching, you know, and went through all of these things with them, it would have been nice to have that conversation shown. Yes. More of it. I'm sure you couldn't show it all, but more of it. Like, to your point, I think Monique had mentioned too that they discussed everything, the 4 homes, the binder, you know, like all of it. Nuances. And again, I feel like we could have threw Ashley's part on the cutting room floor and gave them that part so that we could have seen the whole thing and see them have that conversation. But from what we saw, it did appear to be a mutual conversation, you know, and like we was talking when we did the Love and Marriage Huntsville review. The deal is when you come in to have that type of conversation with somebody who you may have had discord with or are not no longer speaking to, and now you guys come back together. What did I tell you? It's the accountability. Yeah. You can't have a conversation and come back and discuss something that's happened in the past, and you're still like, well, you did this. And even after the person say, try to give their accountability, you're still counting down the list about whatever it is,
Yeah.
No longer, and not taking accountability on your side, you know what I mean? For what you may have projected to cause somebody to react and respond in that way. I appreciated Monique for just saying too about how she felt seeing Grace, because I think, and people do this, get mad and everything, and I guess especially in the vertex of this show, in that reunion, I don't think she thought anything about the fact that she was talking about her children's father, and that they are old enough to know and see, and you know what I mean, and have feelings about what is being said and discussed, and also whatever it is that they know about what's happening,
Exactly.
So yeah, it was a good conversation. I really think we could have done without Ashley this episode, and I would have liked more of that.
Yeah, we could have did without without Happy Eddie's little pop-ups too.
That is the truth.
So we on to the next scene. In the next scene, we got Greg, Aja, and Kay's mom, Michelle, out there looking for rings. Now, first of all, I'd like to know, did Greg hit the lottery?
Girl, I told you already. I don't care what they do when it comes to Greg. I don't believe you.
Because I'm sitting here, my life, my condo, my man. I thought he was a social worker. He done bought a house, a condo, and he about to buy a ring for no less than
they about to be arrested for fraud next or for something.
So they the Pam Oliver and was it Eddie Hennessy?
No, and well, you know what? Actually, oh my God. So this is for my Housewives of New York fans. They are the Alex and Simon, which Alex and Simon was a couple that was like social climbers. And what I mean is they had enough to be there, but not to be there.
Oh.
Like, you know what I mean?
They was barely there. They was maxing out them credit cards to be there.
And so that is what
Wendy now.
It seemed, and to think about Alex and Simon, I think they came on to Housewives of New York during its third season. So you should know how long ago that was, So seems to be maybe they started the Housewives trend, but in New York it's called social climbing, because what they were doing was trying to get in the, be invited to the fashion show.
Yeah.
And, get their picture taken for page 6, and
well,
and it was funny, and so that's who I see them to be. I see them to be like the social climbers of Potomac. And again, every time we mention Greg, the same thing gonna come out my mouth because I feel it deep down in my soul. I don't believe it.
So
I don't believe it. That's why he didn't buy a damn ring that day.
And he also said that Kay will accept any ring he give her.
And she will. That is why she there. No lies detected.
And I'm saying, so, because let them tell her that Kay used to deal with a baller before. So I'm like, is he fronting on something here? Is he a secret baller? Allegedly.
I mean, listen, whatever it is. No, I don't know. But, he could be just somebody. I think this is a thing for men, too. He could be just somebody knowing that these are the things she wants and expects and he's just gonna either get it for her in some way or play like he will. You know, he doesn't appear to me to be that the way he looks. You know what I mean? The way he moves, his mannerisms and things. I can't imagine that he would have anything like that going on.
Girl,
but
nobody. I done seen a bunch of ballers that you would never think were ballers.
Well, I mean,
yeah.
But hey, you know, whatever it is, I don't believe he's getting her a ring. I don't believe any of it. I don't believe it. I believe by the time we get down to the reunion,
they're gonna be broke up.
I don't even know if broke up. I think it's gonna be some, you know, we working on it type of deal. I'm not giving them broke up, but yeah, unless Kay want to save face. And I think that's the name of the game with a lot of the housewives also is saving face.
So then Angel has made a comment about being in your 30s and being middle-aged.
Yeah, I thought she was I thought she was crazy. How many years do you expect to live? you make it to your 30s and you already in the middle of your life.
I said, shit, I'm old as fuck then. I'm way over the hill.
You know what's funny about age, or maybe it's just me, but like a friend of mine, she posted she's going to be 40 this year. And I'm thinking, 40? I'm like, how you be 40 when I'm 35? Okay, and I'm not 35, right? I am 45. But the reason why I'm saying that is because I don't feel 45. I don't think I look it. I don't think I feel it. And it's so weird to be in this space where the things are, you know, like.
I think one thing is because my memory is too good. So I can remember walking the halls of my high school like yesterday. What I was wearing, what I was doing. I for real, I do. I can remember back to when I was 3.
In there living in the past, girl. You better get
it just don't seem like it's been that long ago. So when I can recall like being 3 years old and remember a room, remember this, how the house was made. So it don't seem like it's been 50 years ago, you know, because my 53 ain't my grandma's 53. You know, I don't look like how my grandmother looked. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
They were more conservative, you know. And what my grandma did wear, she never wore, she always colored her hair. But I don't feel like they looked, you know. So,
I agree. That might be what it is there. Because I'll be like, and like I say, my friend talking about shit, I'm like, you 40? Like, you know, like, because that would mean that I would. Even if somebody, if I look at somebody and I just assume, you know, like there are people that I assume I'm younger than, and they're younger than me.
Well, I always used to get, I can't believe you're that age. And I was sitting up at the nursing home with my dad. And so I'm just sitting there with these people, and I'm looking at them because I'm thinking of his age. Girl, the one man said he just turned 50. I said, and I was like, well, I'll be 53 in the next couple of weeks. What? And the one lady was 46. I said, oh my God. You know, they was this though, you know.
Yeah.
But they were in there, you know, from rehab or they had strokes or whatever. But I was just shocked. I'm like,
honey, look, pray every day, keep me good and healthy.
Yes.
Even since I was young, I've always wanted to maybe that's where that comment came from. So listen, y'all, let me know, what do y'all think about Angel saying that in being in their 30s, mid-30s, they were like middle age? And I'm thinking, who, girl, speak for yourself. Because I am not middle aged over here, and you just gave me a whole decade. And I don't know who the hell you calling middle aged, right? But what was I gonna say leading up to that? I'm saying, since I was younger, I've always had the idea that, and maybe it's looking at Diane Carroll, Felicia Rashad, like some of those they were older then, and even to see them now, in the way that they age. I always wanted to age gracefully, age naturally in a sense and gracefully. And it's funny that for a little while I was dyeing my gray hairs, but I decided to stop because they all in my hairline, and it was just like no point. Yeah, here's the deal. I mean, it affected me differently once I started to see them.
No, I can't do that one yet.
I don't know what they're telling me about. It affected me differently once I started to see them, because I always said, like, well, I'm gonna just go gray. I'm gonna let it go gray. And then when I would see the little strands, and of course I had just made 40, I wasn't ready. I'm like, dang, I want to talk about now. Like, what talk about now? So, like I said, I did try to do that. And since I got locked, it just come out more. Like you see a lot. And so I did try to dye, but like I said, because they all like right here, it's just, for me, it's pointless. And so it's like, well, whatever, like it's here. And I feel like that's always what I wanted to do. Also, just as I get older, I just have always, and I got to start praying more about it since I'm, I guess, middle-aged, according to Angel. I better get on top of this. But I always prayed and hoped that I would keep my mind.
Oh, yes.
You know what I mean? Keep my mind, keep my abilities. I just wanted to be a jazzy old lady, lady that still could get around, still could get up and dance if I wanted to. You know what I mean? Even if I was moving slow, still let me be able to get up.
Yes. And to do a brain exercise.
And that I can't imagine. Those are the things that I can't imagine a person going through, and I don't want to. You hear me? Okay.
I told someone, I said, if y'all hear me going to Texas all the time, just mind your business. They got the ladies down there to do the alopecia braids.
Oh, okay. Just mind your business.
Just mind your business. That's between me and God and my beautician.
I've always thought, I think a lot of stuff I want to do, I want to experience in a natural type of way, like everything. Yeah. I think it's part of life, right?
Yeah.
It's part of the journey.
So next,
honey, Angel needs to go somewhere with that middle age. Back to that.
Exactly. Next we have Ashley and her sister Jessica. And Jessica's getting ready for college. She's going to the University of Maryland. And so Ashley is taking her shopping. And Ashley has let us know that her Uncle Lump did the same thing for her because her mother didn't have the means. And
you still don't, because you're still telling her how to live her life, but go ahead.
So Ashley gets to talking to her sister about her sister Jessica's dad's addiction. I'm thinking, what the fuck?
That's what she did.
Why?
Because Ashley is exploiting her family, and go back to what I told y'all about them Braxtons. What I tell y'all, when you in somebody's pocket, they kind of feel like they can treat you however they want to, and you really can't speak back up to them about what you would want to say. You just got to go ahead and let the tears fall and just shut the hell up.
That's why she cried.
Girl, so you can go and get these school clothes, because that's the first thing she gonna take away if you go against something, or at least they feel that way. I don't know Ashley. I don't know if that's the way she moved or not. But my point is, generally, when you in somebody's pocket, you usually can't speak up for yourself because you in their pocket.
Mm-hmm.
So you just got even with the mom, this lady paying your rent, even though she out of line, when somebody paying your rent, I think she can tell you about how you got somebody living up in there not working, and I'm, you know what I mean, and I'm paying.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
I just thought this scene was definitely not needed.
No, it wasn't.
And Ashley,
I'd have rather been over there with Giselle and Monique listening to them sort out this binder information. I would have
love to see this.
to hear what Giselle had to say about the binder because we got nothing.
Nothing.
What kind of contract do Giselle got over there with Bravo? Because Giselle not only running the girls, she running the execs also.
Don't put nothing up there is gonna make me look bad.
Baby, that's what I'm saying. We got 0 from her and when it happened. So you mean to tell me they had a whole conversation and you gonna show us this girl we ain't never met before? Ain't nobody asked for her.
No, we did not ask for her at all. And all for her to cry on screen. To me, that should have been a happy situation. I'm going off to college. Take me to IKEA and let me get some furniture. Not you sit here and want to talk about my daddy being a damn drunk or whatever.
Well, she can do something about it.
Yeah. Her mama can't, so she damn sure can't.
Yeah. Ashley is a habitual line crosser.
Okay. You're making me think of Charlie Murphy and Rick James.
He is a habitual line crosser. That's right. That's exactly where I got that from. Charlie Murphy. Okay. Yeah. She is a habitual line crosser.
Yes. So we're with Wendy and Eddie. And Happy Eddie has a pop-up today. He has a new strain out that's called the Nutty Professor, which is pays homage to Wendy. And basically they have the pop-up and Stacy's lunch kind of going back and forth. I don't know if it was actually the same day or not because they never mentioned nothing about Juneteenth, Eddie and Wendy. So I don't know, but we find out that Wendy was not invited to the Shiloh lunch because girl said it was a conflict of interest. Stacy did. And so Wendy said, shit, she didn't have to be there no more. Evidently, she didn't need to steal or copy anything else. So Wendy goes on to try to purchase some of the Nutty Professor, and couldn't remember her pin to her card. Now, every time they use a debit card or whatever, I'm side-eyeing everything. I'm like, what, you got so many of them, you can't even remember that pin?
Well, it surely didn't age well. Here's like, I think I might have 4 debit cards, right? And 2 of them, and I might be wrong about it. I know at least one got a different pin.
I always try to make mine all the same.
I agree with you about that, but that's what I mean. I know for sure at least one. And in that case, like I'm like Wendy, where if I'm always using credit if I can, because I know I got at least one, and which one that is, I ain't really sure unless it come back and tell me that the pin invalid. But I don't have pending charges against me for fraud either. Even if even if it is insurance fraud, like I don't. And so the deal is, like you said, it's just these things are not aging well. That's something that's very probably more common, than not, as far as what some people, but it just y'all looking shiesty.
It made me think it wasn't her. When people be, I'm not gonna say her, but when people be up, because my kids take my car, they have to call me, Mom, what's your pin again? So I'm like, was that not her card?
Well, like I say, it makes you look shiesty. That's why I'm saying I think it is more usual than a person would really think. Like you just said, right? You just said, like, I really assume that a person is using somebody else's card if they don't know the PIN number. And that's reasonable, but at the same time, like I just explained, shoot. Yeah, like and okay, I'll use the example with my HSA card. So I'm right. I got another card that has outside of my own personal debit cards, but I can't change the PIN. They give me a generated PIN, you know. And so, so I'm using that as an example. Like, you never know. A person could have a business, you know what I mean? Maybe they do got 2 different accounts, you know, or something.
Oh, I got many. But
yeah.
But I try to make mine all the same number. So
but and that might be why I'm saying, like, it's probably more common than anybody would really think. Especially if you're using a credit all the time. We don't have to go to debit to ATMs as often as we had in the past to go get cash, because it's so much you can, like, we really are about to be cashless. Yeah. Like, you pay attention. We somebody better hold on to some bills, I guess, if you want to savor them, because I don't know how long it'll take, but we close to it, you know, like close to not even using paper as currency, and everything going the way that it is now. I remember when I first moved to Indianapolis, having to still go to the MoneyGram, and I even still in business. Like, my dad wanted to send me some money, I had to go to MoneyGram to go pick it up, because it wasn't no way to transfer it, you know, through the banks until Zelle. I feel like Zelle was the first thing that came up, and we was able to do it that way. That's my broke story with my daddy always having to send me some money.
I remember going to the MoneyGrams and Western Unions, picking up money.
My don't have to do that no more. No. Cash App and figured out a way to give you a debit card, like you know, my Square, which is what I use to check, you know, check out my clients or sell my bonnets. That's got its own debit card, like, you know, like, shoot, it's all shit.
I don't know. Yeah, I said I couldn't do the Cash App debit card. I said, because I need to be able to go to a physical place, you know, if I have an issue. So like, you know, if you go to the bank or whatever, so usually if it's any, like, I'm always sending somebody some money. No. My brother gave her a Cash App card and she didn't even know how to use it. She said, well, can you help me put some money on it? I'm like, okay. So my grandbaby got one, but I was like, no, I prefer Zelle if I'm doing anything, because there's no fee attached to it.
I agree.
So that's it with Happy Eddie. So we're with Stacy. And Stacy's having her launch today on Juneteenth. First person to arrive is Jazzy. And, you know, Jazzy and Stacy has the same kind of decor on. They have on denim. Turns out we find out that denim dress that Stacy has on is the same one Ashley had on about a week ago. So the next person to arrive is Tia. And then Ashley comes along. So Ashley and Stacy end up talking, because Stacy pulls her to the side and wants to talk about how they can move forward. And Ashley was like, every time I try to move forward with you, you're always lying, basically, and you nothing but a lying asshole. And don't be such a lying asshole, we wouldn't have this problem. You didn't back and forth for a while. And so they agreed to whatever. So after all that, Stacy and Tia have their back and forth, and we're trying to explain what happened. Tia's trying to tell her story. Stacy's trying to tell hers. Then Stacy, I felt like pulling rank.
I think so. I think that was exactly what it was.
Was pulling rank and was saying, let me talk. I mean, she got very Detroit sophisticated ratchet. And she started over talking once. Really, Tia had mentioned about her calling her and saying that she needs to have her back. So I think trying to form an alliance. And when she said that, Stacy went the fuck off, called her a liar, and Tia was trying to still talk and told her to shut up. Shut up. Told her she was unladylike. Told her she was a try-hard, like her fashions. And I'm like, Stacey, I know we ain't talking about fashion.
Stacey has been listening to our because I called Dr. Contessa a try-hard last season. Nobody even used that word. I'm the only one. Stacey been listening to our shit.
I said, Stacey, you got on that ugly dress that looked like somebody in the 10th grade should wear to we call that semi-formal or the homecoming.
Yeah, it was giving young for me. That dress.
And she don't have the legs for it. Her legs is very hard looking. I can't help it. I'm like, she's very thin, and them legs is chicken legs. So I'm like, I like what Tia had on. I think for the most part, Tia looks nice. Her wig always looks nice, or if it's a wig, I think it is. It don't look like Kay's. Kay's that line, that lace always showing there. I can't stand that. I'm like, why do they always have to have that little? You can tell right here where the makeup stop and the lace begin. It's always
very wiggy, like in the words of Nene Leakes. Okay, wig.
And I hate when they have to wear a wig, and then it'd be like a slick back ponytail. I was like, what the fuck?
What didn't we have this conversation? Who had it was Quad. That's what I was gonna say. We had that conversation, like, and I remember saying that specifically. Like, at what point, when did we get to you need a whole unit to put your hair back in a ponytail?
Girl,
you got to be bald as hell, and don't even get on here talking about because since wigs become protective styles, I don't think I look at a wig as a protective style.
Girl, it's a hat.
Yeah, you know, and I'm not against wigs. I will put on one here and there, but you know, I literally, to all the ladies out there, listen. I feel bad for anybody who get their hair done and that is going to get a new unit installed.
Girl.
Like
I can see maybe wearing them. I'm not a wig person, but I can see wearing them, you know, you every once in a while, but when it's every time
that's right. I can't imagine a unit being your everyday style. I feel bad for you.
Girl, because you'll be bald headed because it's gonna eat off all this right here.
I feel bad that you even that in order for you to feel and show up the way that's what it requires.
Girl, I'd be
like I feel bad for y'all who that is what it is. I agree. I
can't wait till this style is over with.
Oh, listen, I got caught all the way in Rome, Italy, honey, bald-headed, because that damn quick weave lifted up off my head, and I ain't had none of the wigs. Now I might got about 7 wigs in my closet. You know, like I said, I'm not against wigs, but wearing a wig every day, what I would wear is a sew-in. You know what I mean? Like if I wanted a style and I wanted that to be worn every single day, I would get a sew-in. But to actually go pay somebody to lay that on, and then when that come up, I got to go run my tail back to the girl and go get another one put on. No, ma'am.
Girl, no, ma'am. The stuff like $400 and $500 or whatever.
Yeah, no, ma'am.
Never in life.
Sew-in hair is not cheap. Like you have to learn how to take care of it. But I'm saying, like, shoot, I just spent $300 getting hair. You know what I mean? Like you said. Yeah. But I could use that hair. I kept that hair. Used that hair for 3, 4, 5 years. And again, it's a natural look, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it ain't plastered to the edges. That's why I still got my edges. Man,
girl, and all the baby hairs. I'm like, I used to wear that in 9th grade, my own stuff. So
right, you got to put a whole unit on your head to have baby hair.
Girl, Let me
You
say
know,
that.
I
So I
listen.
end up having to go to Texas and get my hair
I
done.
don't knock nobody. I don't knock anybody. I understand the trend that we are in today. You know, as far as a lot of the things go, I'm in the beauty business, so I'm not knocking any of it. But I'm also a person that really does promote natural beauty. Not natural in the sense that you ain't gotta wear nothing, because that's not true. But natural in the sense of being able to show up as yourself sometimes, you know. And so like I'm saying, I feel bad for like at the moment that you are, and it's not your wedding, it's not maybe a birthday, like you say, some sort of special occasion. But at the moment you got to put a whole unit on your head, and then you slicking that sucker back into a ponytail.
Girl, never. Unless I
want you to go get some help, because something is wrong with you.
or maybe they just don't have no hair to slick in the ponytail.
Well, clear it's one or the other as far as I'm concerned. Your ass is bald for real. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got enough to put in the ponytail.
Because
Clearly.
usually they just, I see people have this much hair, they slick it back and
That's
then wrap that thing.
I've been there, done that. I can cut my hair off God knows how many times. I know
Girl,
how many times
I wore my hair short for years.
A ponytail up on top of that thing.
Yeah.
I know. That's why I said I really want you to go get some help.
Girl.
Not the real talk.
That's something. So, but yeah.
But if you feel beautiful, I apologize. Go do your thing. But yeah, I think it feels close to something like body dysmorphia.
I don't know. Don't they put all them caps underneath there too? It just seems like it would be so hot.
It is as far well, the times that I have worn one, I tell you, I don't know how nobody keep it on their head more than a day or two. Cause I'm like, shit, I'm ready for this mother to come off. I agree. I like for my scalp to breathe.
Exactly.
But you know what? Again, going back to me, I've always been that way. When I was in high school, I wore my natural hair. I wore a wrap. I didn't get the styles that was the big pump up ponytails with the barrel curls and anything that was like plaster to your head. It's not for me. I like natural. Let my hair flow, honey.
I done wore every style, honey. I done wore it shaved to my head, long. I done wore ponytails because I was all up in them hair books, honey, getting my hair done.
I did pin curls, but most of and back in that time, I was more so. I didn't wear. I'm not gonna say I didn't wear a lot of weave, but not as much as some, right? Like I said. So I got styles they use pin curls, but I just did it with my own hair.
So I had I cut it off and stuck a track over here, turn it on and go the other way. Once I got because I think the first time I cut my hair, then I was trying to hide that I cut it because I was in 8th grade, but I was trying to. That's what everybody was wearing. We used to call it the shag. White people call it the mullet. So you wear your hair curled here, kind of feathered, and the back is long. That's the first little cut I did on myself. And then by the time I was in high school, girl, I was learning how to cut.
I feel like that's everybody's first cut. So we called it like a mushroom.
No, it wasn't. Mushroom for me was curled.
Well, like cut there and then long.
Well, because it was feathered.
Well, well, that's the only difference is having the layers in it, like you said. It's kind of, but it's just short at the top, long at the bottom. I feel like everybody starts off with a bang, and then everybody started off with like a half cut, and then you go to the whole cut.
What I grew up calling the mushroom is just your hair being long and it's curled under. Nice.
The mushroom looked like because if you wore it straight down and had it curled under, like it would be curled under to here, but then your back was still long. So you had half.
So when I wore the mushroom, it was all long and it just was all curled under.
You had half of it, like the back long. Half of it, but like either way, I'm just saying in the stages, I think we all, anybody who's cut their hair, I think everybody has started off kind of in those like little
Yeah.
breadcrumbs. Like I say, you cut a bang first. Then the next, like when you get permission to maybe cut your hair, because most like
soon as I got permission, I got the Anita Baker, honey. Cut it up.
And that's so you start, once you see that, then you like, and then you really then you just go to the whole cut. Now you ain't got no back either.
Yeah, that's when they had a little tail. I just kept that little long piece in the back. That's it. I couldn't get a perm until I got 16. Mm-hmm. So it was press and curl the whole rip. So when I got
you want Jerry curl, so
I couldn't get one of those. I wanted one bad.
Oh my God. No, you in the 80s. Talk about I wanted one bad.
I did. That was the 80s. Sure. Everybody had one but me. I wore press and curl until I was 16. And then my mom let me get a perm. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I got to cut off for real. I said, I'm going with Anita Baker. Anita Baker, Halle Berry, all up, but she was the first one. But yeah. Anyway, so Miss Stacy in this dress, I thought it was too young. Tia and Stacy getting into it. I felt like Stacy was over talking Tia because she's about to tell the blunt truth, and Stacy wasn't having it, so she told her to get her ass out. I said, okay, Miss Detroit.
Well, I think maybe I must have missed exactly like that whole thing, because maybe that's why I was confused about why it exploded the way that it did. And I didn't realize that Tia was about to expose Stacy maybe saying something about a alliance or something. But that kind of validates what I was saying at the beginning when she made the phone call. And I said, well, it's either a scheme that Ty set up where Stacy had a reason for telling her what she said. And look, it may have been a test, because the first thing you did was go sit down with Wendy and tell her. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like this trust thing. So if she was trying to have an alliance, what she knows at this point is that's not the girl you're gonna have an alliance with. And I think she did pull rank on Tia. It works both ways, because that's what I'm saying in the sense of, and even though it's not ranking, but it's just when I called it the pile on, I mean that's an easy go-to, to call Stacy a liar. Everybody around is calling her a liar. So if you call her a liar, everybody gonna high five you like, yeah, girl, she is a liar. You know what I'm saying?
Even Monique calling her a liar.
Right.
I'm like, what the hell did Stacy do?
Well, here's the deal. I'm not gonna call anybody a liar who hasn't lied to me. Now you can a person could tell me about a person and you can describe them as a liar. I will observe them. I will observe situations. But again, like you said, Monique, now you calling her a liar, like you don't even know the girl. Everything you coming from, and I feel the same with Tia Small, even though they have this thing about what she said to Wendy and, kind of switching it around. I just think it was like you got baited. You know what I mean? Like, it's what it is. And so now instead of you being able to jump on, because that's what she's testing you for, to see if you with them or if you with her, you proved yourself. And now, now she about to rock your world. She about to pull rank on you.
I said,
that's probably why she didn't invite Wendy to the thing too. Is not that it's a conflict of interest, but just
it's a conflict of interest.
It is, but again, to not even have her, and it is a conflict of interest, because maybe you, like you said, you come over to her stuff, and then you get an idea. I don't know. Here's the deal: is there anything so wrong with that? I think the only thing that's wrong is not being able to go and say it to a person. To say, I really like this idea you had. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm gonna do it. You know what I mean? Like if my girlfriend, she does lashes and brows. If I go to her suite and see something that she has, is it so wrong that I like right, you know, and I kind of go.
I started my business after my sister-in-law told me how to do it. I got into doing taxes after my mom helped me do it. But I think the whole thing was when Giselle pointed it out at the reunion. It must not have been, the ink wasn't dry on the paper and all that, because I believe Stacy's just the face of Shio. She got other backers, So she just didn't probably want it out there. And she said no. But I think she should have just came back and said, everything wasn't ready and I didn't want to announce it then or something. And I think they would have been able to take that a little better. But for me, I think it was a conflict of interest because Wendy probably would have came in there and said some other stuff Stacy would have probably had said. So it would have been a conflict of interest to Stacy. And then she probably would have really seen maybe Stacy really copied a lot more or something. Mm-hmm. But I don't think, only like my uncle had made this, said this to me, like the business he was doing and putting together. And this guy came around and was watching him and purchased all the stuff he got or whatever. I said, but still, they can do all that, but they're not you.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
A lot of times when, especially when I worked and did taxes at H&R Block for years, we're all doing the same program, but people like coming and talk to me. So that we would pick up on that conversation and keep going. Mm-hmm. Some of them would have their tax return for free, but still would tip me $100.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So it would just be, they like sitting, mostly be older white men, a lot of older people. You kind of help them to explain how they can move their money, so they appreciate that kind of stuff. So when it's, I wouldn't have a problem with someone copying what I did, so what? It's enough people to try to make money. Because, like we're doing what everybody else is doing too.
Right. Yeah.
And
that's what I kind of want to get to. Like I say, I feel like the only thing that could be wrong with it is, and I feel like Stacey gave this to Wendy. And maybe, I don't know how Wendy felt about it at the time. It looked like she was fine. But she, made sure to say to her, like, I'm in no way trying to compete with you. And I think that, like, if I had the means to get into a cannabis industry, I would want to do it too. You know what I mean? I saw somebody that went into something that seemed fairly reasonable and easy, you know what I mean, that I could transition into also. It would suck if my friend would have a problem with that.
Because you just think about all the people who make makeup. There's 1,000 brands of different makeup. It's rather, who advertised the best or whatever, or what pigment, shows up best on your skin.
It like you say, it's all everything. And somebody does do something first. I think I talked about it on the podcast I was on yesterday, but we talked about Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. When Facebook first came out after MySpace, Facebook was only for college students, or not even college students, college alumni, right? Like it was for you to keep up with the people you went to college with. And as MySpace grew, they decided to open that up to everybody else. So the only, like now on Facebook, you see the follow feature where a person, you don't have to approve somebody to be your friend. They can just decide to follow you. And that's kind of in the same light of Instagram and now TikTok. And in the ways that they have grown, what do you think somebody else that is in an industry that's similar is going to do? They're going to try to keep up with what is going on.
Exactly.
I don't think there's anything, the only thing that is wrong is if you try to act like it's your own idea, or I don't know, like I said, I feel like being forthcoming to say like, wow, I think I saw Eddie, do really well. And I don't even think it's that when it comes to Wendy and Stacey. I think Wendy I feel like Giselle knew, and I feel like she said this because they were approached. Like to your point, some company approached them and maybe and reached out to Giselle. So Stacey is the one that decided to take it. Now maybe Giselle said no because maybe saying, well, that's Wendy's lane or something. Listen, if I'm trying
maybe it's not her, maybe it just wasn't her. You know, I don't think because it was Wendy. You know, maybe she don't want to be in that kind of industry.
Yeah, right. Maybe right. Maybe she just don't want to be. That's correct.
I do. And I don't even get high.
I'm with making some coin. Okay, like and shoot. And what the hell? So with that, so that's why she was able to know that Stacey was even in some type of communication about it. So I'm saying that to say I'm not sure that there's any conversation Stacey need to have with Wendy in which there was anything that you was influencing her about. I think people step to you and they present you with numbers and you say, oh, okay, possibly the same way Eddie got into the cannabis industry. Because what we know is he ain't sitting around smoking weed all day. That make you lazy. So for you to do, somebody had to get, kind of approach you with that idea also, unless I got it wrong and you a cannabis lover, similar. But here's the deal. I'm sure Snoop Dogg gotta have something. It's funny enough that it don't be, like talked about, I guess, but he gotta have something, right?
I thought he did. Don't Snoop got a cannabis line? Yeah.
I would think. Well, I love the way he said, "Yeah," like right, because you would think so. Okay.
Oh, he said he had some kind of thing you plug up and you just get high.
It's a box.
Oh, it's a box. But you want to know something? Where is Snoop Dogg promoting that shit at though? See, I'm about to say
in High Times.
Use his own shit. Where he probably don't even. He's probably still buying. Anyway, I just because
that thing called High Times.
High Times, is that what it's called?
You know how it's a magazine that had all the different stuff in there, the Wizinator and everything. Okay. I know about it from my brother.
Okay, look, no, I didn't have no idea. But again, I'm saying it would be the way we know that he does smoke weed. Like, listen, when he came out to that Ruoff Center, him and Wiz Khalifa, girl, they had so much smoke in the air, we couldn't even get a doggone signal on our phone.
Look, I tell you, my dad went to a Snoop Dogg concert here in Fort Wayne. This was back in the early 2000s, and he a toker. He said we was just passing around. He said it was just everywhere.
Everywhere, honey. Everywhere. No lies to say. And like I said, when I went, it was Wiz and Snoop. So it's both of them. Everybody in the place. It was just a smoke fix. So I'm just saying, I know for sure, but you don't see him really promoting very much. So anyway, my point in bringing any of that up is to say we don't really know what got Eddie into the business. Like, so are you a weed connoisseur and we don't know it? Or did somebody approach you, with an opportunity
girl,
to go into an industry that sell itself? Because that's the deal. You ain't even got to advertise it.
But according to their mugshot, it looked like he's a connoisseur.
It looked like it now.
He probably was always
interested in how he did get into it, So I think those are the things that kind of that I don't know. Sometimes I take a Wendy because she like imitation, and I'm like, well, is she imitating you? Yeah. I don't know. But
she said, what she say? She told that to Giselle, was it that that she wanted to that Stacey wanted to have her stylist or something to sell her or something?
Oh, I think she did say that.
I'm like,
even with that, I don't know. Like Stacey been around long enough. Maybe she should have a stylist, but this is the deal. I don't remember who we talked about with that because these first timers get on Housewives and they don't they they are out of the loop in a sense. And I'm not saying they got to come walking down their own house in a ball gown, Wendy, because I don't know where that note came from.
Girl, that white swap got on my nerves when I watched that episode. And when she told that woman, she told the woman she had to wear, like, be dressed up for a caviar party. Seems like. I'm like, who walks around in this kind of shit? Nobody.
See,
that white lady was like, what?
I don't know where you got that note from, but what I am going to say is, wouldn't share a stylist in the same group thing? I don't, going back to the business type of deal. Like, it's the stylist. The stylist is a freelancer. Why would they need? I don't know. I don't know if I'm thinking of it wrong. Like, because if you styling a person, you're gonna style that person. It's not like I think like.
You know the issue that Kelly and Britt had. They had the same stylist.
Okay, right. That was when we talked about it. That's what I was finna say. That, I was like, I knew it was a time when it came up, and I didn't understand it then. Like, what's the big now? Unless, so I think Kelly's issue was that it felt like the team was spending more time over.
They were no, it wasn't the time. Britt actually carried off the look better.
Okay, she was looking, but see, and that's what I was getting to, is that like you style the person, so it's not like it's like there's not like there's a way to style them alike. You know what I mean? Like me being the same person, I can style two different people going to the same event. Like that shouldn't be a problem. Now if you don't like the way you look in something, I guess that is a problem with your stylist, but not with the other person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think the thing was that with Kelly, the Brit was, they make the clothes for her. Basically, Kelly is short, and she's shorter than me. She's short. She claims she's 5'1". I think she like tiny height, like 4'9". She looks little. Mm-hmm. So of course, she would have to have something tailored to her, basically, so whereas Britt could probably go in there and probably wear it off the rack, really. Her being so tiny and petite.
That's how I am.
I really never had a problem with the.
Okay, like I'm a sample size, so I can wear most things. Like,
girl, whatever. I never really had to have my clothes altered until I got bigger. Mm-hmm. So,
because you probably just shopped in you didn't shop in the women's all the time, right?
I wear 3s and 5s, so that's more like a junior, right?
Right. That's what I was. Yeah. That's my point. And so they shorter too. You know what I mean? Like.
Oh, but yeah. So then on the other flip side, my little sister, she like 5'11", so she be having all kind of issues.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think that was the issue, and we seen them styles on Kelly. She looked a mess for the damn reunion. Mm-hmm. And it kind of had that frilly look like Stacey had on, and then for Stacey to have that being her launch, and that's the outfit she would choose for the launch.
I didn't like that on Stacey. I thought that for me it was just too young. It just
too juvenile.
Yeah, right, because it's not even about right. It felt like something a 20-year-old will wear somewhere.
Yeah, I said teenager. Look like all they needed was a side ponytail and some blue makeup, and you been a throwback to the 80s.
That's the truth. You ain't lying.
And some push down socks and some white girl shoes on.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, so that's really the end of that. And whatever commentary you have for that, like I said, I thought it was probably like a 5, the rating for that episode.
I think I'm giving it a 5 myself. Like we said, they are coasting along this season. I can't even remember the preview for next week, but it feel like maybe, I don't know, Monique might get in, and it seemed like somebody might start some mess with her.
I think they're supposed to be well, that was like the mid-season trailer, because they're gonna, I think In Angel gonna get turned up too. She's gonna.
Oh, that's right. That's what was going on next week. They about to.
They about to embarrass the shit out of Angel. They already said she got evicted. Giselle talking about the water in the tub. I don't know. They trying to run that girl away.
And the other girl,
They trying to ice out
Wendy
Stacey.
gonna say that she heard from her realtor friend that when Angel was looking for a house, she told her. And listen, I don't think it's anything wrong with this because I feel like it's something when it's time for me to buy a house, it's almost similar to the instructions I'm gonna give my fucking realtor. But she said she wanted something that looked like it was 50,000, like it cost 50,000 to a month, I guess, to maintain. But she only willing to spend 2,000 to 3,000. So that's the example that they're gonna use.
2,000 to 3,000.
Yeah, I guess like to
maintain it.
Yeah, to rent it. And so that's the example she's going to use to basically say that they think that she's living outside of her means, and wants to present a lavish lifestyle that I guess maybe she can't afford.
Girl.
But like I said, now listen, even when I haven't had the opportunity to be able to buy a home, but even when I was close to it, even when I was in the position to be able to start calling mortgage brokers to even think about it, the deal was like the real estate people that I talked to, and I would tell anybody this about anybody that you have to hire to service you, they need to be able to believe in your vision and into what it is that what you're trying to do. With that being said, I would ask for the same thing. I would want you to give me something that's luxury. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so why is the realtor? This was the realtor that Angel had that's going back and telling this to Wendy.
Now I can't say if it's her exact realtor.
The realtor had to tell somebody.
I don't know, and maybe she said that's what she said. Now I don't know if this is the exact realtor that Angel ended up using, right? Like or if this is someone that she just like talked to, and didn't end up going with. I would think that she didn't. If you went and told somebody else that those were some conditions that she gave you, I'm gonna guess you came back and told her you couldn't help her. I don't know, but I guess we'll find out next week though more about that. But I mean, yes.
But I wouldn't want to be the realtor telling somebody else's business to somebody else. That seems like a conflict of interest to me right there. And when I was buying my house, me and my realtor about had words because really I didn't need this realtor because my friend who actually was my lender and she had her realtor's license also. We had already picked out the house. She just couldn't be on both sides of the deal. So she found a girl who was, just getting into real estate, a black girl. Then the bitch started siding with the seller. And she's like, why are you telling her business to the seller people? And I'm sitting here like,
yeah, no. So you see what I'm saying about that's what I mean. Anybody that you have, if it's your lawyer, your accountant, whatever that you hire to service you, they need to believe in what your vision is and in what you're trying to get.
Yeah, she was so desperate.
I agree with you. You can't be speaking up for the seller. Excuse me.
Because she got mad because it was some things that I requested. Like my friend was like, no. Because she got burnt on the house when she bought. Mm-hmm. So she's telling me all these things that need to be done. And so she's like, no, this is what we're going to put in as a counter offer. And these things need to be done to the house before you buy it. And she got all so nervous, the other chick did. And we're like, what the fuck? And then you going over here discussing because it was a holdup on because there was a lien on the house. And it was a lien because the guy who was selling the house was an older black man. His first wife put a lien on it back when they got a divorce. So they were supposed to split. So he paid her out, but he did it back in the 80s, girl. So he had to go to the bank and find the fucking microfiche to find where he actually paid her. So that was the hold up, but she didn't know. So she thought it was something with me and talking with the seller.
Yeah, that was bad business.
Very. I said, oh, every time I talk, somebody asks about her, do not. No. Mm-mm. My friend said, I would never refer another one of my clients because she didn't have to do nothing. We had already picked out the house. I came out here.
That's what I was saying. Like, even if it fell through, like all you had to do was just wait on the house.
Get another house.
Yeah.
Girl, we was already pre-approved, ready to go. I'm like, what the hell is this? But yeah, I can't wait to see that episode then.
Yeah,
she was just having a charcuterie board at her house, and they was sitting there waiting to be like piranhas on her ass.
Yeah,
girl, I would never have an enemy in my house.
Angel won't be back next season. I think we can fully say that. And I'm wondering if, since they moving back to Colorado, is she gonna finish out the season?
Girl, I don't know. How many episodes we got left to go? Which one? This was 10-10. We only got about 7 more, don't we?
Yeah, I was gonna say we still got another half to go.
Well, she was at BravoCon, so I'm pretty sure they're done filming, right? So
yeah, I get it. They haven't done a reunion, but I do believe that they are done filming.
So I'm pretty sure she probably completed her little contract or whatever.
Well, I don't foresee her being back next season for season 2 for her. And listen, she doesn't need to be either.
Don't live your fabulous life.
Yeah, or not. I guess
I don't know. Girl, they be always saying, only person ain't got a fabulous life is Wendy.
You had to beg, steal, and borrow.
Yeah.
Speaking of begging,
y'all get off Angel. Wendy need to quit because this stuff is not, like you said, it's not aging well at all for Wendy ass. Because they gonna eat her. Girl, she better not come to the reunion talking none of that shit about Angel. Because if I was Angel, I would eat her ass up. Am I in the headlines?
Yeah, Angel gotta be ready for it.
Pam Oliver.
Right.
So yeah, we're ready to do Married to Medicine now.
Okay, that's what I say. Speaking of begging, stealing, and borrowing, because Claude was accused of having to beg, steal, and borrow to get her house. And she was accused of that by Simone. Yeah. So
you know what some people do? I feel like this girl had said once at church. She came to me and asked me, because she was just, her car was in the shop, but she was renting a truck like I have. It was a Yukon at the time. And she was like, well, how do you do this? And I showed her how to do it because I was driving my husband's truck to church. She said, people are up here looking at me all crazy. Mind you, this lady has no kids. And I'm like, girl, please, I wouldn't care if you was around here driving a Bugatti. You ain't got no kids. So all your money is yours. Mm-hmm. I said, what would anybody be tripping? I mean, to me, that's stupid to look at somebody crazy because they're driving a nice vehicle. I feel like you have no kids. All your money is yours. You can do what you want to do. And Quad don't have any children.
Well, I think the issue at least at that time, why they always are bothering Quad is trying to figure out where the money is coming from. Yeah, so that's leading us into season 12, episode 2, breaking up and making up. Okay, because we are back at it with Quad and Simone.
Lord have mercy.
And Quad invited Simone to the birthday party last minute. Why? Because she made the comment about, I wonder who's paying for the house she lives in now. And there is always, so I'm going to take up for Quad in the sense of, and probably what you kind of are mentioning with the lady, at the church, is that it's a thing about seeing single women do certain things. And especially when you got a husband, like, and it's twofold. Like, I I take a lot of advice and I listen to a lot of people, but it's hard to take advice from someone who's never been in your position.
It's true.
So what I mean by that is, like we talked about the house. I've never gotten past where I thought I would, be in a position to start looking for a house. And so there was a lady who, just in random conversation, I was bringing it up like, oh, I thought I would, be able to get a house, this woo woo. And so she says, oh, that's easy. All you have to do is, add this, this and that. And, it's kind of like, yeah, okay, because I'm talking to somebody who has been married to someone for 25 years, and this person is paying most of your bills, first of all. And another thing is, now she's not to say she never worked, but that's the double whammy. Is if you got a man that's helping you pay your bills and you work, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you don't know the struggle that, you know what I'm saying? Like, that I know, right? Because I've been paying all my bills by myself, and working to try to get this done. You know what I mean? On what I make,
Exactly.
And so, with that being said, it was just like some conversations I don't even, go into any further because you've not even been in my shoes. So you don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what it is. And I haven't been in your shoes. So what you think is easy, you know what I'm saying? You don't really know it's not that easy when you do it.
True. Especially you have been married and had a steady income or whatever, and everything looks good financially. So of course, but some people have those obstacles, even trying to save up for down payment. Like when my daughter was getting her house, she had to come here and live because in the time her house was getting built, she had to save up $11,000 in she had like 45 days to get some money together. So it is what it is, and a lot of people don't. That's one of the first obstacles is coming up with the money and the closing costs. Some people don't have that, and or either
to your point. That's like I was telling even the people I was trying to work with. To the point of that, I'm saying to them, I can't go into a home that's been built for 60 and 70 years, and it might need a new roof or it might need a new.
That's why you have somebody come. Always have somebody come look at it.
I understand that, but what I was wanting them to see is that my interest was not in a new build just for the fact of it being a new build, but it's because I don't have any money sitting over here to the side. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever I have is going to be going to this. And so, and this is not to say that nothing goes wrong with new builds. Like I have, I have wherewithal about all of it. But of course, just like a new car, the hope is that when you're getting something brand spanking new, you getting it on the end of you got the time. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, they have those houses. They even have the warranty on them.
That's right. Right. You know, right. And see, sometimes people don't, and that's why I say I just don't really go into a lot of conversation because sometimes people don't expect you to have the knowledge that you have. So let's go back with Quad, back on Married to Medicine. That's why I say I think sometimes it's not that. I think it's because she's single, and they've always looked at her, like as Greg had to take care of her. Greg presented it that way, and maybe he did and had and started off that way, But I would think
college educated.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, you know what I mean. I would think that anybody would be able. Would figure out a way to make their money work for them if they could. Which is why she keep her tail coming to Married to Medicine while y'all keep trying to put her ass from skewer every goddamn season. Because that's part of how she paying for that house.
Exactly.
it is kind of, and it's really crass, like so I think it boils down to her being single and people not being able to figure out how you able to do this and you single. You know what I mean? But so like you say, she ain't got no kids either.
Yeah.
So I agree. Let's open up the review. So episode 2 opens up with I can't remember Dr. Mimi husband's name, but him and the kids come.
Steve.
What's his name? Steve. Okay, Steve. I don't know why I can't remember his name, but I cannot. Steve and the kids dropped by Dr. Mimi's office. They said they're gonna have office camp. Then we see Contessa calling her son Landon. She was in a Sprinter, which I made a note to say, like, because people don't drive Sprinters like as a regular vehicle, do they? I mean, unless you got like a football team of kids in the house.
Give me line. They just bought a building and shit. I don't know.
Well, so my thought was, is this a side gig? Like, was she driving that Sprinter as a side gig? No, seriously, because people do it. People do it.
Girl, please. I'd pick up some hours at the hospital.
Listen, I was just wondering why she was in a Sprinter. Like, I'm driving the Sprinter, so I just figured.
I don't think she got no chauffeur's license out there moonlighting. Girl. Then that means excuse me. They need to be pointing a finger at her and telling her to get her life. For real. Get your life together.
Here's the thing, like you said, it wouldn't be well, we'll get to what she said when we get to the building, though. Mm-hmm. But I did make a note, like, why is she in the Sprinter? And is this like a side hustle or something? Anyway, Simone harassing her employees by asking them questions about who the better boss, her or Jackie, who the nicest. So I guess the young lady must have worked for her and Jackie at some point. And we get to Eugene. Eugene get home. He's met with a note from Toya telling him to meet her outside, honey. Now, listen, I'm with the folks now. Listen, your husband been gone. You mean to tell me he got to come and meet you outside?
Girl,
you home all day long, and he got to come and meet you outside.
And got a housekeeper.
That's listen, he got to come meet you outside. But so Eugene going outside, he talking about he didn't mind having a meeting, but he wanted a meeting in the bedroom, honey. Like, exactly. What is
in between the sheets, honey? Come on now.
I don't understand what's her deal when it comes to that, but maybe she just is really into this soft girl thing. And well, here's the deal. Girl. I don't think being soft has anything to do with having neglectful. It feels neglectful the way she treats Eugene.
Girl,
that's all I'm gonna say.
Yes, definitely. It's neglectful that he has to be gone for days to live in that.
And that's what I mean.
That's
what I'm saying. Like, even with the dress you had on, even with what you wore when we get down to Jackie's event, you couldn't have been standing in the kitchen with that on. Like, you know what I'm saying? When the man came through the door, I'm just saying, listen, if he going out working all these hours and like, you can't make it worth his while.
Girl, honey, I would have had that bath water ready.
Listen, I'm with you when you're right. I'm with Eugene when he said it. Like, shit, you should have met me in the bedroom. What are you doing? I've been gone all week.
Girl.
And then she talking about he wants sex more than she do.
What's Toya really doing? Well, Dr. Heavenly said she got a whole bunch of dirt on it.
That's what Dr. Heavenly say.
Shit.
But the weird part about that to me too is I don't see why you would.
What? I'm sorry.
I don't see why she would be, banging any other person, really, or you know what I'm saying? Like,
but a lot of women that got a good man like that.
That's what they do.
They don't appreciate him. He is. He's moving mountains for her. He's
That's what I
working.
mean. Right. That's my point. Like, I don't see why. And again, I understand the whole, well, he works, but that's why I'm like, shit, you supposed to be Johnny on the spot when he get his ass in the house, right?
Yeah.
That's what I would do. Eugene. No, let me tell
Shit. Yeah. She's
Look,
supposed to run and jump on him like Whitney Houston did Bobby Brown when he got out.
these people, like, they don't even know what they missing out on whenever I get married. Who, like, we just better be old enough to do it and young enough to still do it. Like, we gotta be both, because my clock is ticking. But baby, my husband, listen, take care of me. You ain't gonna have to worry about a damn thing. I feel like I almost would be something like, because when I heard her talking, I could understand that. Now everybody can have their other opinion, and I ain't saying I'm bathing nobody, but anyway, Keisha Kaur, when she was talking about Gucci Mane, I'm just like, he gotta do nothing but go and work. Like, that's how I would feel Toya should treat Eugene. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't gotta come in and cook. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe if you want to, because like she said, he enjoy cooking. That's his, thing. And so I'm not saying this has nothing to do with gender roles, more so than take care of your man the way he take care of you. That, you know what I'm saying? Like that, that's what it got to do with. So that's why, like I said, when I heard her on Breakfast Club talking about how she, Gucci ain't got to do nothing. All he got to do is get his ass up and rap. Like, get his ass up and get to the show that he got booked for the day. And I'm like, you know what? I hear that.
Yeah, because it just seems like, well, I was watching Carlos King's Patreon with him and Dr. Heavenly, and
y'all crazy too. But go ahead.
He just said that it basically, as the season progressed, you're gonna see, and I think that's why she said have her back with her husband, because I think they are really feeling like she's disrespecting him.
Okay, well, I just admitted that I have I don't think that she, and like I said, it feels like you taking this he caters to his wife thing a little too far, because we don't necessarily see, like, again, I would expect for you to kind of cater to him a little more, and it would be nice to see. You know what I mean? Like, and I think that's the way it should be. Like,
it just seems like she complains.
Yeah, exactly. Like she complained on the first episode about how long you gone, but you in this house. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have it both ways. So at least when he get home, like, make it worth both y'all while. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, get your shit together, Toya.
Did you see when they were on Entertainment Tonight, when they were talking to them at the premiere party, and they asked him about, going to work like that. And he said, well, the house is like being on permanent vacation. He said, I actually feel like when I go into the bathroom, I feel like I'm at a spa. And I'm like, well, shit, Toya enjoying it because your ass don't get a chance to be there.
Shit. And then she ain't gonna give you no good loving when you get home, honey. That's a shame, honey. Lord, complain about it. Like, baby said, look, he'll be working hard and complaining about my ass. Like, hell, I done did all these hours and I gotta come home and she gotta be putting in more hours. Like, I can't get no sleep. We gonna have to go on vacation to get sleep. Like,
girls, I don't know.
They discussed the Polo's themed event and Heavenly's absence, and also brought up the fact that Heavenly is running for office. They both feel like she is not qualified to run, and it's due to the differences that she's had in the group. And I guess maybe the way that those differences have come out. This is, I remember, I didn't write it down and I should have, but as I was watching that, I just kind of really felt like because of Eugene and Toya, I understand why that would be their first course of kind of like to laugh and to kind of poke fun, and then maybe and to insinuate that Dr. Heavenly isn't qualified. But I also kind of thought like just with where we are today, and Married to Medicine has done such a good job of really kind of like
Give it back.
teetering the line of community work and being positive in that space, even outside of all of the drama and things. I thought that was a missed opportunity, and really, it would have felt better to me had they been at least just more supportive of the actual fact that she ran. Like you could feel like somebody might not be qualified, but you could at least cheer for the guts, right?
Well,
you
my
know what
thing
I'm
is, why wouldn't she be qualified? Because
and I didn't even get there, right? Because
yes,
she cusses your ass out, but I think we all understand that she is intelligent.
yes.
Yeah,
This lady, she said she made her first couple of $1 million when she was in her young 30s.
Yeah.
So, I mean, she opens different dental practices and sell them. So I'm sitting here thinking like, okay, because I think all you have to be is like to run for office is maybe like at least 18. You have to be, it's not very many things. You don't have to be college educated.
Well,
Hell, you don't even.
You ain't even got to tell us no more about that because we got somebody that is the chief and commander.
Girl,
giving us a rundown.
And he didn't even know how to.
Little you need to be in charge. Okay.
He didn't even realize it was 3 branches of government. He just thought it was just executive. He can do what the fuck. Well, he doing what the hell he want to do now. But I'm just like, okay. But I'll let you get to the scene where I really want to talk about it with her and Dr. Heavenly. But yeah, right. I just thought, but bravo the way they did, or the production team, when they threw up all those those different clips of Heavenly. I'm like, why they do her like that? But she said she don't care. She said she have no regrets. She said them people asked me to run. She said they know who the hell I am. So she said,
and like I don't even live in Georgia, but that's what I mean. Sometimes you can just support the movement, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, so know what environment we in. Like, read the room, MFer. Okay, like kind of it's the same thing with why we are here right now.
Exactly.
Room, you know.
Like, girl, I used to get so tired of them people on there talking about Kamala Harris. I'm like, are you kidding me? Mm-hmm. You don't see what we up against,
right? So you know,
is she really back?
That's why I ain't worried about nothing these motherfuckers talking about. I'm like, honey, I'm so oblivious. And listen, and this is gonna sound so like ignorant, but I can't even afford to pay attention to none of this mess. That you know, I can't even afford my mental health, baby. Yeah. It's too important to me. So listen, if the thing drop, it's just gonna have to drop, baby.
Because my mom, she used to call me and she telling me what Trump did. I said, normally I usually in the morning I have on MSNBC, but it's kind of like white noise. And then I might catch the first 10 minutes of the hour to see kind of what's going on. But normally I used to sit and watch it. You know, just I said, I can't even do it. I said, Trump, I can't.
No.
At all.
I agree. It is fuckery going on.
I said,
and so yeah, I had a little, and like I said, that's not me not understanding why they have the feeling they do about Dr. Heavenly. I get it, because Dr. Heavenly been on their ass since day one. But yeah, y'all could have kind of scooped that back in. You could have very much brought up, hey, like, dang, you know, she go out and look, you actually could have used that as a way for her to be the person that should be going somewhere to go tell a person a thing or two, because she sure don't mind telling y'all a thing or two, right? She sure don't mind doing that, so pump her up. So I I didn't like that part of it where they kind of insinuated that she wasn't qualified to be in that space.
I'm like, what?
I didn't like that.
I didn't like it either.
Like,
what qualifications? This woman got a whole doctorate.
And also then compared her to the administration and the things that we see, like I just said, like you ain't even got to list out what the qualifications are. We can tell.
Yeah.
Right? Like we can tell. Okay. Yeah. So like, and even to put her in that type of, it was just, it wasn't the best look.
No.
But we'll move on. We're checking in with Heavenly, and she is working on her campaign website. Dr. Damon is in the building. Her and Damon discussed, I think it was Damon Jr.
Yes.
Right? Damon Jr.'s arrest. And Dr. Heavenly found out on Twitter. And I feel like I remember that in real time.
Yeah.
Because I feel like she was doing reviews with Carlos.
Then she went on Rodney the Voice.
But no,
about those things. Talk to him about it. She brought him up with the bloggers.
I feel like when the news broke, I feel like the very first thing that she was on was Carlos's live. I could be wrong about that, but I can say, like, I feel like I would remember watching this in real time. Just in the sense of that was the first time somebody was able to ask her about what was going on the internet because, it was being reported. And she told us, no.
Yes.
Yeah, she said, no, that's not her son. And then I feel like I remember her having to come back.
Yeah, she did.
Clean it up, right? Okay, yeah, I think I remember not, and that's not me reading that on the clip. I think I remember watching.
Yeah, I watched it. Yes.
And so she said she found out on Twitter like everybody else. And she didn't go into that, but like we just said, she didn't even believe they were talking about they done made that shit up. She don't know where that came from.
Only to find out it was true. Lord have mercy.
Right. So Heavenly tells Dr. Damon like that they cannot have secrets between them. And if she didn't know that, what else is it that she didn't know? Now y'all know what my man was to that damn Mariah when she was walking out talking about like, but I can tell you something about your husband, about Dr. Damon, honey.
You want receipts?
That's so listen, I think Mariah has said that she was just saying something, but my man did just go to that because that is something. And again, because I've never been married, and especially not in the time frame for them, I'm speaking from a place of where I sit today, like not being married and not having a connection, a marriage to a person for 25, 30 years. They've been married, something like that, right? But what I'm going to say is that's the exact type of trust breaking thing, that kind of comes in and destroys marriages, because I would have that question also. Is like, well, if you hid this, then what else are you hiding? You know what I mean? Now we do feel like stuff come out as long as somebody digging for it. But yeah, I don't like, we'll see if they, it doesn't seem like they're having any trust issues. Dr. Heavenly ain't about to let us know one way or the other.
She said she ain't leaving her man no ways.
Yeah, and she did pretty much say,
Shit.
But she said, did let them know she don't want no secrets between them. We found out also that Dr. Damon Jr. So whenever she did find out it was true, now listen, I wish I was a fly on the wall, but I can only imagine she probably was like me, honey, baby. I can imagine she just hit the roof. She probably cussed him from Sunday to the next Sunday. And I guess he said, listen, let me pack my shit and get the hell out of here.
She said, I did the black mama thing that she told Carlos King.
Yes, that's she did. And so he done packed his stuff up, and she has not laid her eyes on that baby in 4 months. So I assumed and I feel like kids do, or adult kids, or not all of them, but I think that there are times where you might go through something with them, and which means she's able to talk to him and sound like she's FaceTiming or like has seen him in a virtual sense, but has not been face to face with her baby. And I think that can, I can see how that can hurt her. But Dr. Damon said he's not getting in the middle. He said he don't know why. But and I think that's okay. Like I was talking about with my sons, I tell people all the time, and I've noticed that whether there's a husband or the dad around or not, I think children, just young men going into their adult manhoods, they all have their right of passage, and some of it is figuring out your shit. You know what I'm saying? Like going through your stuff, So I'm wondering if that's the stance that Damon is having, just kind of he's at an age where, like these are the choices and we kind of have to give him some respect about it and respect, where he at. What do you think?
I ain't about to be going on 4 months without seeing my son physically, point blank, period. I would be, I really felt sorry for her. I said, that's for real that she hadn't visible, he that pissed off at some shit he did, because you did this, because I'm pretty sure.
Well, listen, she may have said some stuff, though, that she kind of, because she said, maybe I got a little too upset.
You know what? He ain't just met his mama. He ain't just met her mama. That's right. He know what she gonna do. That's why they didn't tell her.
That's right. That's right.
And I had to find this shit out on the internet. So I'm figuring, because I'm going to raise all hell. First of all, the shit you did was dumb as hell. You are a kid. If we didn't put you through private school, we didn't pay for your college, we did all this, only for you to get out here and try the police? Because then they said it was assault.
I don't even remember.
I thought it was assault on the cop.
Yeah.
I mean, but it could be anything. Maybe you could move his arms or whatever. But you could end up dead.
Well, that I think for all of us, right, especially us with sons, I think we understand, just like that would be where my mind goes too. Even with my sons, like today, I'm always talking to them about not even just how to handle yourself, but about how to be right while you on the road, because you don't want to give these people no reason to be all up in your face and all up in your car about a damn thing, right? You know what I'm saying? So you make sure every headlight, every tail light, every license light, like whatever.
My cousin he passed away this year, but my cousin who was a detective, and he said, look, he said, you are not trying to plead your case to a cop. That's what you go to the judge for. He said, you just do what they say. He said, just turn your phone on and video or record it. He said, but he gave us these little cards and telling you exactly what you should do. And I told my son the same thing. Look, what do people say do? Go ahead and do. Because one time he was in my daughter's driveway, and he decided to get ready to go home. Mm-hmm. Well, he was sitting out there for a while. A lot of times my daughter be at work and he'd be sitting in his car in her driveway. Mm-hmm. So as soon as he pulled off, here come the police. And he calls me up. It's like 2:00 in the morning. So I said, just stay there and I'm coming, Mm-hmm. So that way you can come in and get in the car with me. Because he said, I don't even know why they messing with me or whatever. I said, but look, you driving a Dodge Challenger? I said, no, he had a Dodge Challenger. You got dreads. They think you one of these hot boys around here. Mm-hmm. So don't give these people, because they wanted to search his car, all this other kind of thing.
Exactly. So, and that's exactly it. Like you said, try not to give them any reason to stop you to be in your bed. Like even my friend, she had to call me. She had got to stop, and just so happens that her license is suspended. So she called me to come and get her because she said, well, they're gonna try to tow the car. So she was telling me that the guy, she was talking to me about the police officer being such an a-hole, and she's like, yeah, he's asking me all of this. And so I told her, I said, listen, I'm the friendliest person in the world, except when a cop at my fucking window. Let me.
Girl, you gotta tell me because I got pulled over. It was last year. I was a shitty bitch.
Let me tell you. I told her. I said, I don't make small talk. Take these things. Go on and do whatever ticket. It is. Go on and wrap this shit up, right? So she was telling me how he's asking her questions. And so I told her, I said, I said, some of that, you don't have to answer those things, right? Because he's like, you got insurance, yeah. And it's like, so I told her, I said, your insurance is listed on your registration. And then I broke it down. So I said, it's not his job to verify if your insurance is right. It's the state. So you let him go on and do whatever whatever he pulled you over for. That is what I would politely say. Is that, but sometimes we go back to, that's why you got to know. You know what I'm saying? You got to know what's okay, what is okay. Now, again, we're not gonna get into no. I'm not going to be abrasive, and be confrontational is the word that I would say. But what I am going to say is, you're going to know I know what I have to give you and what I don't. And so that's, again,
the guy asked me, he said, where you coming from? I said, excuse me?
Exactly. And then I was just gonna say, that's the next thing. You don't have to answer the question to where you going, what you doing here. You know what I'm saying? That is not his business.
Exactly.
His business is whatever he pulled you over for, and
headlight
and his registration. Now you get with that. And then you come home and tell me.
Girl, that man looked at me like I was crazy. I said, why? He said, for the investigation. I said, investigation because one of my headlights is out. I said, give me my ticket so I can go.
Yeah, exactly. Minding my business. That's what I'm doing.
Girl, I was so mad.
That's what I was saying. I was minding my business until you turned your lights on. That's what I was doing. What was
Girl,
where was you on your way to?
Girl, with all these lights on this dang old car, and one of these lights is out, girl. Oh my Jesus!
But and the same thing, girl. That's what I remember being pulled over. It was 6 o'clock in the morning. I was on my way to my job. I live 5 minutes from my job, and I'm gonna tell you, the only reason why he pulled me over was because the windshield was cracked. But that's what, and so I remember that so vividly because, of course, I work with a lot of And so when I got in, I was a little pissy about it. Say, what happened? I said, I just got pulled over again, 6 o'clock in the morning. But you know where I live, right? And so she said, well, for what? Here I go driving while black, because that's clearly what he wanted to know. And like you said, you have to know. That's why, yes, make sure. Look, even the license plate light. Like if your car has a light that comes, make sure that it's just working, okay? Because they will pull your over for that. Yes. They really would.
I'm like, cause you know how the newer cars, they got the light around the lights. And
Girl. And that look, and so, but my friend was funny though, because she tried to say the man explained to her that they got something like a pointer where they. And I told her, I said, no, I said, that's just running a plate. Like, I'm like, I don't think every car got some type of scanner that let them know. Like, they literally have to, now the plate might have a scanner, but I'm like, no, he has to run the plate. Because generally, like when you got something like a suspended license, he knows that when he pulled you over.
Yeah, because but it could have been anybody driving your car just because
that's the point though. That's what I'm saying. He once you gave him your stuff, he know that you the person that belong. You know what I mean? But that's my point, is that he pulled the car over because he already knew that plate, or whatever, the owner of the car, the license is suspended. But that's where that whole the cracked windshield, some other that's what I told. I said he ran the plate. and that, you know, I'm perfectly fine. So now you talking about my cracked windshield. Boy, if you don't get out my damn face, I know you got something else. Now I ain't say all of that, but I'm just saying. Like,
And
he actually,
and he actually, you got a ticket?
No, he didn't give me a ticket, but that's like, I don't even like, and it's funny, I've gotten out. Listen, when I was in my 20s, y'all, it took me to get real fucking responsible to really realize how dirty I was riding, baby. Like, I rode dirty for some time. And when I say that, that's because I had my license suspended. And this is why I know the thing about the insurance and shit, because that was the thing that kept me in trouble.
Yeah, you had them SR22s and all that kind of mess.
And then the reinstatement fees. And honey, like, baby, I think my license might have been suspended for a good 5 years or maybe a little bit longer. I don't even know. I'm going to say 5 years or something. And the only thing most of the time that always probably got me out where they didn't even tow my car was because I was always with my kids every time I got pulled over.
My husband used to get pulled over so much, they caught his ass coming out of the barbershop. He had my daughter, she was 5, and his stepfather. And the cop lady came up to him, and he's pretty popular around here. And they was like, they got him for false informing. Because she's like, I know you. Your name is Mark Hogue. And he was like, no, it's not. Because his nickname is Mark, but that's not his name. Mm-hmm. You know, his government name is Jonelle. So you don't know me like you think you do. But his license was suspended. It all was from, because when they first started doing that for not having insurance, he riding around, he got pulled over by the cops on bikes, girl. Booming system. And got a noise violation, didn't have insurance. And it seems like by the time he got his license and stuff straightened out, he had to get a lawyer. He spent over $3,000 and he never let them license get taken again.
And listen, I concur. Okay.
Every other week something happening with him. I'm like, God dog, they know who you are.
When I finally got stuff taken care of and it's paid up and you know my stuff was good, I made damn sure and still do make damn sure to know, like, I keep it in line. My insurance, listen, I done had steady insurance, honey, for years now. Like,
yeah, that's on auto pay, honey.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like, honey, I don't like for years, okay? But there was a time when I'd be like, I can't afford it. Like, you know, but what I can't afford is to be going back and forth through that mess. And also, you want to know, like, even though I think there's always been this deal with police officers, and that's like I tell people, I don't fuck with them that much because they don't know how to turn off that authoritative like bullshit they be on. And I'm not here for it. But what I'm saying is there was a time where maybe things weren't as tense as they are in today's time. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was being pulled over, I wasn't afraid that somebody might decide to, you know, do something. I was more afraid about whatever the ticket was going. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, girl. Look, my husband. We're supposed to go and see the Players Club. I never forget the night we're supposed to go and see it, and he's with his sister's brother. So he said, but he was driving so bad. So I was like, man, pull over and let me drive so I can get on home. He said, no sooner than I pull over, you know, and we switch, and then I pull out, we get pulled over. So at the time, his license is still suspended. So he calls me up, and so he hit the lockup. So I said, well, I come down there and get your wallet. So look, I go down there and get his wallet, and I never forget, one of the sheriffs there was like, I know you. I said, no, you don't. He never seen me up here. I know you. He was like, I know you. I said, no, you don't. You know, it's a white bald-headed man. I'm like, you don't know me. And he goes, because I could not picture him. And then turns out me and his niece were best friends. But he looked so different. He didn't, you know, bald and everything. But he's like, I know you. I'm like, no. Girl, I'm sitting here, got my head. I'm only like 20, about 24, shaking my head. No, you
right.
You ain't never seen me up in here. And then I got so tickled. I said, because whenever you be around cops, I don't know these
Yeah,
cops.
let me get away as soon as I can.
Look, just give me his wallet so I can go.
Right. I mean, real facts though. Yeah, facts. That's like say now, even now, like before it was kind of be like, I wouldn't mind saying like, oh hi, oh I'm on my way, But today, I ain't got no conversation for you. Come take care of this business and get the fuck out of my face.
Exactly, honey. Yes.
Because whatever you gonna do it anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like if you gonna let me go, you gonna let me go. Like if you gonna write the ticket, you gonna write the ticket. Like so, go and take care of it.
Yes.
So
that's
yeah,
why heavily went off.
well, exactly. We all understand. At least mamas do. I think.
Yeah, we do.
We understand.
Exactly.
But I agree. I felt bad. I felt bad to hear her say that too. Because I can't imagine going that amount. I feel like the only time that I have probably gone that time frame without seeing my son, one of them or another, but it was probably while they were in college. You know what I mean? And even then, like say with the FaceTime we get over, but I can understand and how devastating it might be, like when that he won't come over on his own. You know what I mean? On his own. Like even with Jordan, when we had that spat and he got his own place now, like I was a little bit I think I was nervous about how he would feel, because I think it took him a little bit, not that long though, but I didn't want him to feel like I was like pushing him out or putting him out. You know what I mean? I didn't want him to, even though I guess maybe it might have been something like that, but thank God it's not. Like that's all I was saying. I just was like, oh, is he gonna want to come over and visit? Like
my son would come over here and lay in his own bed.
That's funny. I love it.
No, you got your whole brand new house and you come over here and lay in your bed.
I love it. That's cute. Okay, so let's get to our next scene with Contessa and Scott. So they are at their new building, honey. They are meeting with the interior designer. The building is still under construction. The contractor is taking longer than what he's supposed to. He keeps telling them 2 weeks. And Scott said it was 3 months ago. But I have heard, again, this is something that is out of my wheelhouse. But I have heard, especially with when you're doing work like that kind of is common. Is that your stuff don't get done in the time frame that you think it is?
I know when I had, what was it, 2021, I had my house redone. And I would never use this company again. But I spent over $70,000. And I was in their ass the whole rip. And my husband kind of like, he's at work. But by me being, I used to do construction for a living. And I kind of did, I did building and trades where you're working inside of the buildings and I did highway too. So I not saying that I know everything, but I know some things, and the way they thought they was going to play with me. Oh, no, you're not. Just because I'm little. Don't think. Because he just thought I was going to just give him like I gave him a down payment, but he thought I was going to finish up everything before he got finished. And I'm around here looking at shit. Oh, hell no. Because you told me when stuff was going to get done, it's going to look like it like it always existed this way. No, we not. So I feel like in their case, when a person keep telling you 2 weeks, but it's been like 3 months, I would have got me a new contractor.
Okay. Yeah.
No, because first of all, you should have told me the time frame from the jump, not 2 weeks. It has been 3 months, and we walking around here, and it just looked like you just hung some drywall.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. I'd be mad.
So she say, we hear Contessa kind of talking with the interior designer about how they've moved out of their building, so they're not really taking clients. And so she mentions that they work in other jobs full time, which that took me back to that Sprinter because
Girl, you got her over here Uber. God, that was she Uber Black.
Well, again, it's the Sprinter, you know. And it was a
maybe she just
Sprinter.
owned the Sprinter. I would
maybe so, maybe so. But I thought that was a pretty big thing to just be driving around. Like,
now you're gonna make me have to go back and rewatch it because I didn't even know this. No, girl, I better look. No, let me go down to the local emergency room and pick up me some shifts over here.
Right. So basically they over budget, right, on this thing. Mm-hmm. And I love how Scott did this thing where he went into how they had to cash out, you know, all this stuff. And so he kind of threw a figure out, you know, for his side, and then he kind of was like, and you took care of all the rest, you know. And I thought, like, you know, like, I feel like Scott has always been like, I get he's a doctor and I know he has a job and he works, but it does just feel like it's always Contessa dragging your ass along, you know. Like, I don't know.
She's probably the motivator, you know.
That's all I'm saying. He doesn't strike me as the man.
He's laid back.
Yeah. So, and listen, and I'm not saying that that's bad. That's why I'm just saying I like how he threw that in there real quick, you know, just so he can get his props in, right? So what do we see about that scene? You know, like, well, you kind of already said it. Like, they basically should be looking at a new contractor. I wonder if it's some. Well, I don't know. I'm not
like they're, you know, people get brand new stuff built in that time frame. Oh, that's
why I was wondering if it might have something to do with paying. Like, do you pay as you go, or is it that do you give? You know what I'm saying? Because like,
well, it sounds like he was paying it so much. Because like, did she say that?
Yeah, they threw out a lot of money. Like, listen, and because it's not my wheelhouse. The figures and things that you threw out, I don't know how we looking at what we looking at.
Usually you pay a down payment and then you complete it when it's finished.
Okay.
I'm not paying you. You're not gonna.
When you think about the contractor, because what I was thinking, the reason why I was asking, like, do you pay? And I might be thinking more of like how maybe like how friends might do business together. Like if you knew or had a friend that was a contractor or something. But I know sometimes contractors contract work, right? You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I was thinking, which to your point, that would be on the contractor though, because you're supposed to get enough money to be able to go get your workers to come and do the work. Okay. Yeah. So I got you. And then whatever you done paid them though, that's just gone because you can't get your down payment back, right?
If they ain't do my job, I'm suing them.
Okay. I work off of common sense, but I don't have any real, like, I don't have no experience in doing nothing like that. You know what I mean? So I'm not sure how it works. And it could be the same for them, I guess. I would assume.
I would assume because I would have, girl, I'd have raised hell. Yeah. If you told me 2 weeks and it's been 3 months.
I feel you. I can't see myself being as calm as they was talking about it.
To the point that she's losing patience.
Yeah.
No.
Driving Uber Black and shit.
And did you notice she told Toya it's only gonna be 2 weeks?
I'm gonna get to that, right?
Maybe she gonna make them hurry and do that side first.
So our next scene is Toya meet with Simone, at Brandy's Med Spa. But they was going. I guess they're gonna get some microneedling. At least maybe that was what the plan was.
And what is that?
So I don't exactly. I feel like it's in the chemical peel type of family. Without it being a chemical peel. The only thing that I have used, I have never got it done, but I have this Metacube nighttime, and it's like it's tingling. It's like a liquid microneedling that it's supposed to be, and so it's supposed to like clean out your pores, and I think kind of do some fill-ins, like fill you in some places, right? Most, I think, especially when as we talking about getting older, most of the time you're gonna be wanting to put some back in your face, right? Yeah. And keep it from like dragging. So I'm thinking it's probably something along the lines of that, but I am not for sure.
Okay, girl, because Simone thought it was microbraids, and I'm like, oh, thinking eyebrows now.
Well, no, microbrasion is a treatment too. So like you got a chemical peel, which is like takes off like the layer of your skin, and then microbrasion is like almost similar to when they taking that little scalpel and kind of scraping off the like dead skin around. Ooh. So that's what I'm saying. Like with the microneedling, I'm gonna think it's more like collagen, something in the family of putting some collagen into your face. Okay. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT. Let me ask him right now. And look, I should know, but let me see.
Girl, I was getting microblading and microblading mixed up there.
Right, exactly.
Oh, come like they getting eyebrows done.
And it's kind of, and in those things, like the chemical peel is like the extreme part of like kind of some of this. So let's see. Oh, I was right. Microneedling, also called collagen induction therapy, is a minimally invasive skincare treatment used to improve skin texture, tone, and overall appearance. The device containing multiple sterile needles is passed over the skin using micropunctures to create controlled injuries that trigger your body's natural healing response. Increase collagen, elastin production, improve skin cell turnover, enhanced absorption of serums and night care and skincare ingredients. Okay, so it smooths out your fine lines and wrinkles, hyperpigmentation. So that a lot of times that's why people want to get the chemical peels so they can peel off the layer and then allow the new skin to come back. Right, that's the idea. Stretch marks, large pores, and dullness. Okay, so see, I was close. Look at your beauty expert knowing a thing or two, even when she ain't even qualified to give the service. But while they are there, so we also found out that Brandy worked for Dr. Damon before as a nurse practitioner at his pain management clinic. So Dr. Damon is good in her book, as she say, which is funny because he's not good in Eugene's book. And he worked for him too. Was also like one of his mentors. Anyway.
Really?
Dr. Damon was, yeah.
No, he's not good in Eugene's book?
I was saying Eugene. Okay. Not Dr. Damon, but I was just saying the fact that you felt the way you do about his wife.
Oh. You know what? Dr. Heavenly said, even though like that lady, Brandy, worked for Damon, she's never met her.
Oh, okay.
She said, because I don't go to his practice and he don't go to mine.
Okay.
So she said, so I never met her. She's until she got on the show. She said, I really don't know her.
Okay.
So, because I was thinking, so this Dr. Heavenly friend, kind of, but no.
Toya mentions a dream where she had where Quad and King was house shopping in her neighborhood. And I guess she don't want the girl to still live in her neighborhood. I think that was the point of her bringing that up. But in the midst of that, she gets a call about her dog. Now listen,
I thought dogs know how to swim.
I can't say for sure. I just got my first one. Like pedal, okay. And maybe they like humans. Maybe some can, maybe some can't. Like maybe if they ain't never been in water, I don't know. But this is what I want to say. While we dissecting people's stories, you know, so she gets a call about the dog. Simone asks what happened. So she tells Simone that her housekeeper took the dog, put the dog out.
I caught that.
She go to the bathroom and she said she went back in the house and noticed that the dog never came back to the door to be let in. Went looking for the dog and found the dog in the pool floating. But then when Brittany came in, she kind of said that she had let the dog out, and she asked the housekeeper to bring the dog back in. But then, and it was a third one too, though. I feel like
at the funeral, she said,
right, yeah, you know. So I'm like,
boy, you be lying.
And see, and what I put in my notes, I said, and if we were to dissect that lie because it's about her dog passing, we are the monsters, you know. But I'm kind of like, well, which one was it? Like, did you let the dog out? Did she let the dog out? Like, and if you let the dog out first, why wouldn't you wait for the dog to fit out? Like, anyway, the dog jumped in the pool, honey, and and took his life, I guess.
The dog was old as hell.
That's why I said he jumped in the pool.
I'm like, shit, that dog 18 years old. Shit.
He was like, this girl is not gonna let me go for nothing. Like, I'm out of here.
So wait a minute.
Laugh about, listen, I just introduced y'all to my Prince Michael Jackson, so I get it. But look, the ladies are, so her dog's name is Bailey. So the next thing we see
is Bailey's. With
Bailey's. That's what I said, Bailey's. Mm-hmm. Bailey's. I'm saying the S. Bailey's. I don't know. You might can't hear the S. Do the Chicagoans pronounce the S's? Is that like? Look, maybe you can't hear it, like, but I'm saying it. Girl,
that dog was 119 years old. Wait a minute.
Girl, stop. I'm sick of your ass.
Look.
You heard what I said. The dog jumped in the pool. Okay.
The dog was 126 years old in human years. Don't they give like 7 years for one dog? Like,
I think it is. Girl. I think it is. I'm going to find out, though, right?
But little dogs do live longer.
Bailey's funeral, and they are dressed in all white. Some of the ladies brought their dogs with them, and they have a service. They just thank the ladies for coming. They shared some stories about their memories with Bailey's. I thought it was really sweet, and not as silly as what it, like how Dr. Eugene say, well, I hope y'all didn't think this was silly. You know, like, it actually didn't seem as silly as anybody may have thought. If when you say, come to my funeral for my dog.
Yeah, but when he said that, and they panned to everybody's faces, I think they thought it was kind of a little over the top, I would say.
I thought it was sweet. Maybe it's just because I got my new Prince Michael Jackson, and so if I have to invite y'all to the birthday party, to whatever is going on,
please don't dye your dog like Kelly did hers, though. Please don't.
No. Now we might do. Well, he a boy too, but he might be a boy that might get a little. Prince Michael Jackson, okay, so he might get a little flamboyant with it. That's all I'm saying. Okay. That's all, like his mama. Okay. But no, I won't be dying. I won't be dying to hear. Quiet dyes her dog's hair. Don't she got
Girl,
We
I don't
don't
know.
see them that often, but I feel like she had died. Hers don't look the way that
She still got dogs.
Well, that's what I'm assuming that she does, but that's why I said we don't see them that often. So I just assume that she got them still, but maybe not. But we don't see them, and she didn't bring them to Toya's funeral. Excuse me, to Bailey's funeral. Let me take that back, honey.
Yes, Lord.
I didn't mean to say that. I thought that was really sweet, right? Not as silly. So Toya also mentioned that she think Bailey's left the family, and she says that she kind of like to think that Bailey's surveyed where they was at and the family, and really felt like they was in a good space, and it was time to be able to leave the family.
So he just jumped in the pool.
He jumped in that pool.
So I wonder if she's gonna have to get a new pool since the dog died in the pool.
Oh, I don't know.
Girl, she's gonna make Eugene work even harder.
Probably just drain it, clean it, and put it back.
Yeah, no, she probably want a whole new pool.
Whole new house, honey. Like we got
Especially if Quiet and King come over that way.
Yeah, we gotta go.
Because isn't that the reason why she got mad and moved? Because Neela built a bigger house than hers?
Yep. She did. So we talked about that. Oh, so what is it that she said at the funeral though? Because I feel like I said it was
she said the dog had basically pooped on her rug.
That's right.
He was scared. Thought he was gonna holler. She was gonna holler at him, but she didn't. She let him. She didn't holler at him. So, and she didn't want that to be like. She's so glad she didn't holler at him because that would have been his last experience with her. I'm like, okay. So what was the last experience? You letting him out?
Right. Oh, and I know what it was. She said at some point she said we didn't think to look in the pool.
The pool, yeah.
And I thought, who is we? Like if you was gone, you know what I mean? Like I don't know. And again, that's the shit my mind pick up on. Like who is we?
So you was looking for the dog before you left.
Exactly. And maybe those can be slip ups, but I'm not sure why if you wasn't around. Like how did that verbiage turn into we? But either way, rest in peace, Bailey's. Like he
was a cute little dog. He looked like the dog on that little commercial. They used to come on the dog food commercial.
The Caesar dog. Mm-hmm. Okay, so Contessa and Toya are riding together to Jackie's event. Now listen, don't tell me can't nobody bond over hate for the same person, because these two ride in the same car with each other. Okay. That the way that Contessa was like playing the and let me just say this real quick. Oh my God, I do not like her boob job. Hers,
they social distancing for real.
No, she needs to gain some weight. The fuck? It looks like you like I can see your chest.
Girl,
like,
I don't remember when Dr. Heavily talked about her titties.
I mean, it looks it's strange. I'm gonna just use the word strange, because again, I'm not trying to body shame. Let me make that very clear. I'm not body shaming, but I'm saying that
not a body job.
Low cut tops, your cleavage is not appealing, boo.
Girl, it's social distancing.
It's not only social distancing, but they look like water balloons coming off of your chest. They literally, you remember when we were kids, when we had no boobs, right? You would put on something and you stick the water balloon so you got just your chest, and then all of a sudden this water balloon is sticking out. Like
we did socks.
Water balloon socks, shit. Hell, I mean, at the time when you sticking anything in your shirt, you didn't give a shit what it was, as long as
toilet paper.
Right. And you talking about leaving out the house, going somewhere with that shit there. I'm just talking about playing, right? But so that I'm saying the reason why I say water balloons is kind of like because when you outside playing with the water balloon, you know what I mean.
But that's what it looks like for real, seriously.
And that's exactly what it looks like. Like, and again, I'm not body shaming her. What I am saying is that same as I would say for anybody when they dress and wear something that's not appealing to your body. That's not appealing to be running around with all these low cut shirts and shit. Like, girl, you see that? Like it's not.
Maybe it look better in person, like Steve's suit.
Neither one of that is true. But that's a good try. Like, neither one of that is true. Like,
and she had it done that way.
If anything, I would think it probably looked better on TV. I'm serious, because you got all kind of editing and shit to go through. Like, I'm serious.
I wonder why she don't wear them little, like the push-up things, and so they can.
It must be the deal though, because Jackie's look the same. That's all I got. And
no, my husband's cousin had breast cancer for real, and she had hers removed, and her breasts look nice.
Yeah, I don't know, but
and she didn't even got all that good money they got.
Yeah, that's a bad boob.
You need to go back and get it done.
Yeah, like I say, it looks like a bad boob job to me.
She need to be on that show called Box.
Who the hell? Tamar need to give us the name of the doctor. Release that man. Make sure all the girls go see that man, because them boobs sitting up there on tape.
Yeah, they're nice.
You did good with that girl shit. Like anytime you got me looking at your boobs, like, oh.
Portia too. Portia too.
Oh yeah, Portia too. Yeah,
girl, and Rihanna before pregnancy. I don't know if they look like
her boobs.
Girl, I seen her without a bra on. She had on just a, like a t-shirt or something, but she had no bra on. And it was sitting up nice. I said, wow.
Okay.
Oh,
okay.
I'm like, oh, well, God, well, damn. Now, I don't know. This is this was pre-pregnancy though, so I don't know what they like now.
Talk about, do they hang down low? So yeah, they riding together to go ahead to Jackie's event. Contessa is checking Toya's temperature about moving into the building, still renting that space in the building. So she asked her, like, what y'all thinking about that? So Toya asked, like, well, how long? She told her 2 weeks. That's why I say she playing the contractors game of the 2 weeks, honey. And Contessa, I put that she was sure to bring some spirits along so the ladies could pregame, because Jackie wasn't gonna have no liquor at the spot. I like that car Toya was riding in too.
Oh yeah.
Here's another reason why your ass needed to be butt naked in some heels when that man came in. That's all I got to say about that.
Mm-hmm.
If you drive like you want, you know what I'm saying, live like you want, like, are you like, yeah. Yeah, and maybe I got life fucked up, but like,
yeah,
you need to be on top of that. Exactly. What you thought about that scene?
I thought about them breasts. That's what I thought.
Like,
I said, damn, that's a lot of space in between there.
It is. Poor thing.
Yeah.
But we can't say nothing about it, because it reminded me. So y'all know Contessa is not my favorite person. And so when they did that compilation of Dr. Heavenly, and she said, your mama, said that to Contessa. She said, no, what she said, your mama's stupid. That's what she said. My mother's stupid? My mother died in 2010? Girl, you see that? The bitch who do that type of stuff. Like, girl, don't jump off the cliff.
You see her getting, see her getting turned up for the next episode on the.
Yes, girl. And I told y'all that's another thing when I call her a try hard, because I said Mia do too much and Contessa try too hard. The other thing I'm gonna tell y'all, what I tell y'all, is that girl gonna parkour her way into a scene. Okay. Yeah. It doesn't matter if it got anything to do with her. That's how her and Buffy got into it.
Yeah.
That's like her and Buffy got into it so tough because you inserted yourself in something that had nothing to do with you. Not absolutely nothing. And then gonna get mad at Buffy because Buffy already turned up. And here you come. Like with your story and your girl. Contestant is I don't that she's not my favorite person. Because she just move a little funny to me. She do too much. No, excuse me, try too hard. Like, and listen, I know she was mad as hell. She didn't show up at that event the way, and it's funny the way she should have what she wore to that Cowboy Carter photo shoot is what she should have had on there. But anyway, again, she don't be understanding the assignment. That's why I called her a try hard because she always showing up out of place. Yeah. Where are you going, girl?
Girl, yes. I thought it looked cheap.
What, the outfit for Cowboy Carter?
That and the one she had on yesterday.
You say both. Well, yeah, she always looked like she dressed in costume. That is saying again. So the ladies are instructed to arrive dressed sexy and to wear their heels. Now I don't know why the hell they couldn't put 2 and 2 together about what they was getting ready to do. Because if it's not pole dancing, it's some sort of sensual dance class. I would have took it as pole dancing, but then we talking about Jackie. I don't know. Jackie do this little weird. Jackie, do your thing. We don't know if you're a freak or not.
She said she tired of them dancing around the stuff, so she gonna have them dance there.
I guess
so. They was dancing around their issues.
So Jackie explains that the event is about dealing with stuff that they need to deal with, but she wanted them to have fun first. So they're going to learn a sexy dance routine. Dr. Mimi shows off her dancing skills from college. Okay. During the course of them learning this routine, contestant busts down in the splits. Needless to say, Dr. Heavenly was not impressed with either. Okay.
Wait a minute, because it looked like Contessa messed up and she had no alternative but to bust out in them splits. Because it seemed like she kind of slipped and went into the splits.
No, I think she meant to do a split because again, we talking about Miss Try Too Hard. I just don't know if she knows that it looked like what it looked like. Like, I don't know. Splits might not be that sexy on everybody.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't do a split.
Me either.
So I don't know if I'm the one that should be criticizing her split, but all I'm saying,
girl, the closest I came to doing a split, I was in Dairy Queen picking up my brother's
fall split.
Girl, that's what it was. And I couldn't do nothing but jump up so quick. The one white boy looked at me and fell out laughing. Girl, I did this. And my aunt goes, "Why didn't you lay there? Because you could have sued them." I said, "Girl, I was so embarrassed. I had to jump up."
I'm okay.
Because there was no sign that I think the Pepsi, the pop machine, the water started coming from the bottom of it. And there was nothing, there saying that the floor was wet. Girl, I could have had me some damn money. I hit my head and everything. But I was trying to hurry him get back.
It did look like a 2x4 wood being split.
I don't know.
Oh my God, I'm sorry.
Well, I know she be busting it for Scott, dear honey. Go ahead.
I hope he love it, baby. But please don't do that for us again.
Girl, and I'm like, for when Dr. Mimi did shit, Quan could have did. I thought Quan was gonna go ahead and show her up.
Well, yeah, look, because that's what did Dr. Emily say about Dr. Mimi? She's like, that's my friend at all, but I don't know if you still know them moves like you thought you did.
been a long time since you've been in college, girl.
Been a long time, okay, honey. And like I said, Miss Try Too Hard, and she had to come out there, and I'm like, oh my God, like you, I do, I don't know if I'm not, I don't even know if it's okay for me to say that, but I do want Contessa to gain some weight.
Yeah, she does need to.
So like
like
I know you mentioned Stacey being thin. For some reason, and maybe have we seen Stacey in just a bodysuit? But it doesn't look off for Stacey. Sometimes people can be thin and you understand that it just looked like, you know, like their body type or something. For some reason, it doesn't look like Contessa's supposed to be that thin.
I think that she works out a lot too.
Yeah, okay.
But every time I keep looking, my eyes keep going straight to Stacey's legs. I said, damn, she got some little
Listen, get off her legs now, because I'm feeling like I'm catching a damn stray around here. look,
girl, no, Stacey's legs are this big and they look so hard looking. I'm like, damn.
Look, so that has always been my Achilles heel, is my damn legs. And that's funny that I still
girl, you was in a whole swimming suit. Girl, shut up. Girl, shut up. My aunt won't even wear because she said we was in Vegas. I said, why the hell you keep wearing pants? She said, because I got little legs. I said, shit.
Listen, that's what I was saying. I cheer. Like that's what I was gonna say. Even though I've always been very self-conscious about my legs, it didn't stop me from, because here's the thing. What am I gonna do about it? You know what I mean? And no, I'm not wearing pants everywhere. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we just gonna have to get over it. But do you know what I wouldn't wear for the longest time?
What?
Hiking shorts. Right. Because I just thought that my legs was way too little to be like wearing them. So that was the one thing, like, and it took me a long time to wear Daisy Dukes too, like short.
See, I've always, to me, my best assets were probably my legs and booty, because all this up here was nothing. I ain't had no titties, no arms, or nothing. So I've always been the girl with the thick thighs and big butt, you know, little though. So that was, I said, that was my best asset, and now it's my worst. Because everything big now. Booty big, thighs big. I ain't
like I guess like Stacey, that's why I say it looked like she's supposed to be like whatever. I feel like my asset was I just had a shape, you know, I could wear stuff that would, but honey, wearing something that accentuates them legs, girl, bye. Oh, and I wouldn't wear boots, like tall boots. That's another thing I wouldn't wear for a long time. I had to build my confidence up about that stuff. Yep, really? I do. Like today, I wear no problem.
You know what? It is funny. Like my friend used to say, she said that when we were coming up, I guess she always felt big, big. And she goes back and look at these pictures of her, all of us together. She said, shit, what's fucking nothing wrong with me? Y'all bitches was anorexic.
It's crazy the way we be doing ourselves.
Girl, because I think she probably
my damn self. I be like, girl, what the fuck was wrong with you?
Girl, I'll never forget when I had a miscarriage before I had my son. But when I got pregnant with my son, I had just miscarried. And so I got on the scale at the doctor's office, and the lady said 136. I said, you got your foot on the scale?
Okay, right.
Girl, I went home and cried. I'm like, bitch, you should lost your mind. What happened all these other years? You don't let yourself get way past. I mean, going home and crying. So my friend was saying, because I never knew she felt self-conscious about her weight. She was a girl who was busty. And I don't know if you remember, you're younger than I am, but do you remember Lisa and Coat Jam? You kind of,
I wonder if a song of theirs. It's funny, I watched a documentary, but I didn't really understand half of what they was explaining in there, but go ahead.
But anyway, we used to call her Lisa because she looked something similar to that. But she's a black girl, but people think she's Puerto Rican. So, but she looked like that kind of more, look, because we ain't had no Jess. She had all the titties. And so she would, she said, I really felt bad. She said, because I'm looking at you guys. I'm like, what? Because she was not big.
I think I get it though, because it's just, so it's like when you in a group, right? And we all the same age. So you know what I mean? Like you feel like you want to look like the people around you. You don't want something that make you kind of sit out. The only reason why, like me, that's why I feel bad for kind of going in on Contessa about her being small. Because I was the smallest thing out of everybody for the longest time. And I say that to say people did, that was something I was self-conscious about, but I don't know where I got it from or how I was able to get to it, and early, thank God. But it was like I understood there wasn't anything I could do about it, right? And then I kind of paid attention to what everybody else wanted to look like, that it felt like it was similar to what I did look like. So it was easy for me to really kind of not pay nobody attention about it. Even, you know what I'm saying? Like, even though, let's say the boys, everybody wanted somebody thick. That ain't came from out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like that, that's been the deal. But I knew every picture I took looked good. You know what I'm saying? Like I knew that I thought I was a model.
Girl, I was so conceited when I was younger. So it ain't nothing. Look, yeah. I thought my brother used to get so mad at me because I'm the most beautiful girl in the world.
I wouldn't even consider myself conceited. I'm not conceited today. But I found confidence. And I found confidence in, like I said, it was very early, me paying attention to what people do. Like what focus in on me being small, not realizing everybody around here, like even to this day, you know what I mean? Like it's trying to be smaller than what they are. So I just learned how to hone in on the fact that I was small, and I could eat whatever I wanted, and I didn't have to go and do nothing, none of the things that maybe somebody else thought they had to do. I had to do none of it. So but nobody wants to be taller than everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like why everybody, because these are your peers. Like you just kind of fitting in is just all you want to do for some reason. Most people, not me. I don't think
my little sister, she would complain about that because she's 5'11".
Yeah.
I never forget. I go to her house and my dad was over there and some shoes was on the porch. And I just assumed they was my daddy's shoes. I'm like, Dad, them your shoes? He was like, no, them Porsches. I was
yeah.
It was like this.
But see, once you get to high school, that's different. Because now you wear everybody, there, you know what I'm saying? But all of, like if you going through that in middle school and younger, that, it's uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and I could imagine anybody having a thought about it. You know what I mean? Like, it may not take you all the way out where you depressed and that, you know what I'm saying? And like, maybe you don't share it with anybody, but yeah, I hated my legs I hated them. And like, I'm not too fond of them today. Like,
girl, I told my aunt,
be a little bigger, honey. I wish they would be a little. I want a little thickness in them thighs and in them calves. But listen, I got to show up with what I got, baby. And
exactly. That's what I was telling my aunt. I'm like, girl, what? She said, because my legs is little. What? They ain't even that little, girl. I'm like, get out of here. It's too hot.
You can't tell in my bathing suit. You're like, I still walk around like I'm anything else, honey.
Girl, I'm like, girl, please.
But I will admit, though, it took me time to get there. And not a whole lot of time. Once I had to, I guess maybe that's a Gemini trait or something, because I feel like I do that with a lot of stuff. I think I explained that about just how I deal with people in general. You know what I mean? Like once I can kind of get my mind to where like this is what it is, acceptance, then I'm good, right?
My daughter's a Gemini, but she's real carefree.
Okay, see? Is that carefree?
I don't think she ever cared about anything like, well, she's never like never said it. So I wouldn't know. She's always kind of went with the
I feel that's I think that's what I'm describing, because nobody really knows that until I tell them, you know what I mean? But I think that's the same thing. Like I say, once I get my mind up, like I say, what was I going even then? What the fuck was I gonna do about it? Like,
girl, wear them legs and keep on moving. Shoot.
Keep on fucking moving. I would now. I do remember in school. So like, because I did what did bother me sometimes was to hear. I don't like anybody pointing that out to me. So I remember like when I cheered, I always wore my warm up. Like I do remember always wearing the warm up until it was time for me to take them off. You know what I mean? And so then, but again, nobody around would know that, because those were like, you know what I'm saying, habits that I did.
Yeah.
For me, you know what I mean? Like for my comfortability.
Yeah, you're not going to point it out to nobody so they can really talk about something that's really not there.
Exactly. Exactly. You know, and then like I said, the most thing anybody would point out was, oh, you so thin. Oh, and funny enough, I feel like they didn't even point it out in high school. There was a time frame in my life where people pointed it out more. I was probably in my early 20s. And what's funny about that period of time is what I was going through. Like I was too thin, you know what I mean? And it's like again, it's funny that we don't take into consideration just what you might be saying to a person. So it was nothing wrong with being able to point out that I was small. I think the difference is always being used to me being small, but not taking the time to check. In fact, you know what I'm saying, to make sure, like, bitches, you cool? You know what I'm saying?
Well, my daughter lost a bunch of weight.
Right. Yeah.
And yes,
because the truth of the matter is that I was going through a depression. I was really, really depressed.
My daughter was too. She had her kids. They were a year and 8 days apart. And she said, now she's a lot of that she's blocked out. She said, I don't remember half of that stuff, because that's what, she was like, it was just, then getting used to your body changing and everything. And then she dropped all this weight. She's a busty girl, so when weight came off, her breasts sagged. I mean, they were, if they would have never got right, I probably would have helped her get plastic surgery. That's at that point. She's like, because she felt bad about that. And she said, it was like, all of a sudden, Mama, you go from having a big booty to your butt is gone. She said, and then not only is it gone, but it's sagged. And, and I didn't realize, because she would wear the bras to push it up, but to see her body had changed like that, I'm like, dang, because when she was in high school, I had to take her to get fitted, a person who ain't got no chest, to get this girl done. She wore a 28 double G.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they was out there, and then she breastfed with her son, and that's when they just started, looking like they do. I mean, like deflated balloons.
Well, I mean, I had to gain some little weight to get man back a little plumped up a little bit, because baby, I already know, because as small as I am, and like you said, I done breastfed my kid, honey, I was like, these motherfuckers got the nerve to like hang? the nerve, right? Like, are you kidding me? So once I was able to put on, but that, and I will say that was something I was always obsessed with, is trying to put on a little weight. The biggest I was ever until this point is when I was carrying my kids. But I thought about it, and I said, it's interesting that I probably look very similar today to what I looked like while I was carrying my kids, out minus the, like the belly in front. You know what I'm saying?
I'm bigger than I was. I got up to 148 with mine.
Carry my kids in my hips, so like my hips, and butt all spread. And
My thighs look like what my cousin said. You like you got elephantitis.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, them bags
Yeah,
was
like,
big.
I feel bad, like, and that's why I want to make sure I let anybody know, anybody that come and listen. I am not body shaming, Contessa. I will say I think it sticks out to me today with Contessa because of her age. I remember when I did start to put on my weight, and I think I've said to you before. I think my highest might have been like close to 190, something like that. And that, so when I started to have to go buy double digit clothing is when I was like, okay, now shit, like girl, I have started going into a 10 and 12. Like, hold on, hold on, this is getting a little bit out of hand.
Girl, my cousin took me into was it Torrid, and she's in there buying clothes, and I'm like, girl. I said, I don't like this store. She's like, why not? I said, why they don't got the real numbers on here? Because I guess Torrid, they got 0, 1s, and 2s. I said, what the fuck they supposed to be? I said, people, when they come in here, they know they already plus size. I think they started like 12 or 14 or whatever. But I said, what the 0, 1s, and 2s? She's in there shopping. I said, well, you have at it. I said,
I was like, hold on. So I ended up talking to my doctor about it. Which she was funny because she was like, I'm surprised you hadn't said nothing before. Because she, of course, as I'm going for checkups and stuff, I'm, whatever. And so I told her, I said, I've been small all my life. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so for me, it was like going back to what I was saying about wanting to even age in a graceful, natural way. I'm not dying to be a 4 2. I done been them sizes, honey. My closet when I started gaining weight probably looked like New York and Company, the store. You can come in there and shop.
All the sizes, yes.
The 4, the 6, and so like, and also the other thing I told her was I'm getting older. Like I don't need to be 40 and a size 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to.
Plus, was she? What color was she?
Oh, my doctor was white.
Okay.
What?
Because sometimes even though because you're taller. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I don't know how, like when you put on weight, how it went. But for you to be, how tall are you? 5'7"?
Yeah, 5'7". Maybe 5'6 and a half, something like that.
If you're curvy built, really 190 wouldn't look that awful on you.
It didn't. Just in the stomach part was the worst, right? And also, but there's another twist to that. My blood pressure was always elevated, so it was some other things that weight really I've noticed. You know what I'm saying? So, and even now, so let's say I'm probably like 165 now, and so we looking at let's say 20 pounds, but I don't have like the only time I have a problem with the blood pressure is I guess because I'm middle aged according to Angel, honey. But like now my anxiety and stuff, it shows up different, right? So if I know I gotta go and have a procedure, I might have high blood pressure, elevated, you know what I mean? Or whatever. But it's not like what it was then,
Yeah, that's something you have to really watch too.
To your point, I didn't look bad. Like my stomach was bigger, so that was the part that probably bothered me more. Of course, everything else was bigger. And my face, you know what I'm saying? Like a little more puffy is what I would call it.
Because I think when I first put on weight, I was triggered more by the number than anything, because when you used to be in 100, 105, whatever. So 130 was like, whoa. Yeah. And but to me, from 130 to 190, to me, it all looked the same. I never really gained the weight in my stomach. So it always was my thighs and hips. So basically I didn't have the protruding stomach. So that's the last place I had gained it at. But from like 130 to really probably like 180, it looked the same to me. It just was wider, but I didn't.
You know what's funny about that? I feel like that it wasn't until I gained weight that I understood body dysmorphia. Because also to your point, I don't think I noticed anything either until I had to buy the size. Like you said, the number was triggering for me, and that's kind of when it clicked. Even though I've been buying, you know what I'm saying, all the whole time, it clicked to me like, okay, girl, shit, the fuck is going on?
Look, because I identify as skinny. Look.
Yeah, right. Yeah. So, like, to me, I still saw myself the same. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah, but then when I could go, and even now I can go and look at pictures, and I'll be like, okay, girl.
No, and it's the picture when you thought you was fine. Look, it's the picture when you thought you was showing up fine too, and you be like, God, that's me.
Looking a little thick, currently, like thick. Like, yeah, okay. You know, listen, I'm always, at least for me, I don't know what nobody else think about it, but I'm always try to show up as my best self. Like, you know, I'm always want to feel like I look good, you know. So like you say, like, it's kind of like when I'm looking and I'm like, okay, girl, why you look like the biggest person in the picture? And imagine that. Imagine going from the smallest person in the picture.
And I think that's okay. So you're kind of dealing with what I dealt with, being the smallest, being always the youngest. So that was always me. I was in every crowd, even like you know, class or whatever. I'm always the smallest, the shortest, and the youngest. I said, so once you become the biggest and the oldest, it's like,
who? Right?
The first time somebody said ma'am to me, I said, whoa. So
yeah, I'm with you.
I get that. So yeah.
So like that's the only reason. And so back to Contessa, I just feel like you're too old to want to be that thin, and I don't know if it's natural or not because it doesn't look natural. That's all I'm saying about that. It doesn't look natural. Like even like when during that time when I was depressed, girl, you can see not just my collarbone, honey. You can see the dip in like.
Well, see, mine's always showed like that because I ain't never had nothing up here. So it was this is the skinniest. My torso was the small.
Girl,
so what do you think about Dr. Jackie then?
Huh?
So what do you think about Dr. Jackie?
I wonder, Dr. Jackie, sometimes it looks like she's supposed to be that size. Like I don't like it does.
So you saying Contessa has a bigger frame?
If you look at like to be able to, and again, like to see like the bone in your chest, that's too thin, I think. But I'm not a doctor, you know, and I do think like going back to have that conversation. And again, this is part of my mentality about being graceful and going and being actually, I think it's a testament to me being a woman. Like I am okay with what your body does in some ways of that. And so, like I said, with her, I'm like, I want a grown woman weight. Like I don't want to look like I'm 25. You know what I mean? Like I don't, you know, like I'm not face wise or skin wise. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want your skin hanging and all of that. Cool, but my body, I need you to know I'm a grown ass fucking woman. Like
But remember when Dr. Contessa came back, Dr. Heavily said it on a live before that when she saw Contessa, she was just shocked how small she was.
Yeah. And it feel like she had did the competition thing. I don't know, like you said, I don't know if that's just kind of going over and over. And maybe that's something that's addictive. And again, we discussed just like body dysmorphia. Like I was saying, I kind of understand it more because sometimes it's you as the person. It's hard for you to be when you're looking in the mirror to see what the new person looks like. You know what I mean? Like you still see yourself the way you see yourself. I remember that click and I was like, dang, now I get it. You know, like we talked about maybe people who have been bigger and lose weight, but they constantly see themselves as big. You know, it's understandable. But honey, all what you gotta do, I feel like, and this I can't blame them on Contessa, but I'm gonna just put it in her case. The best thing is that you find your confidence. You know what I mean? So that you can, show up and look good when you show up. The problem with Contessa for me is that I'm not sure how confident she really is. Which is go back to me calling her to try hard, right? Because if you was confident, you wouldn't try so hard. Right? I don't know. I could be wrong, but that's my take on it. So, and listen, we all go through it. Listen, because I ain't the most. Well, we just talked about it. I ain't the most confident, but I find it. I dig deep.
Yes.
Look, come drag them on out, because baby, it's me and you, and we gonna have to get this thing together. Shit, that's what it is. Okay, so let's get what else? Let's get down to the nitty gritty.
We got the men too.
All right, that's what we at to the men. Oh, Toya did say she gonna practice her dance at home naked. I'm sure she do. We gonna need to find that out from Mr. Eugene, Dr. Eugene, because you better, girl, that I want to send Toya a message like, Toya, we need to see you like jumping that man bones, okay? Because that man for you. Anyway,
he got all kind of women in his DMs, girl.
You know what? You ain't lying. If he even, I could imagine he don't even have an Instagram unless he got a Finsta, okay, like the kids say. But I can't even imagine he would have one, to be honest. The men meet up. Dr. Damon joins. There are I'm saying technically 3 new men to the group. However, King and Steve, they were there last season, but I still consider them newbies.
Yes.
So they kind of sitting around. Steve brings up the polo event to Dr. Damon, let him know that they missed him there. He said it was pretty tame, which they all laughed. Thought like, yeah, it was tame. Like, stuff usually don't be that tame, which got them to talking about kind of giving advice to the newbie, to the new husbands, about how to handle their wives in this group. And when it comes to conflict and the things they go through. So that Eugene made sure to say, listen, always support your wife, which is why I said I'm almost certain he ain't even got an Instagram. His Instagram is Toya's Instagram, okay? He go get her phone and scroll on her shit when he want to see what's going on. Curtis,
I'm about to look.
Curtis say, even if she wrong, Eugene say yes, support your wife. Okay, so we back at Jackie now, because now Jackie want to ask these ladies some questions. Now, the first question is, do you snoop through your husband's phone when he get in the shower or when he goes away or something, she said. And so Toya kind of said, yeah, she do every time. Clearly, she ain't found a damn thing, because I'm sure we would know if she had.
I wonder why she do that. See, I think when you do stuff like that, you kind of doing what you. Okay, I don't do that. First of all, me, I guess I have no interest in it, because I know I'm not doing anything. So there's no need for me to go snooping on that person's phone. I feel like you do kind of do things like that because you're doing that.
Yeah, I think it's a twofold. So here's what I'm gonna say. I hope that I'm never in a relationship with anybody who I feel like I want to go through their phone. I think at the moment that you want to go through somebody's phone, you might have a bigger issue. Now, have I gone through a phone? Sure. And I would agree with you. Or even Toya say, like, because that's what most people tell you. You go looking for something, you're going to find it. And your hope is that you're not finding it. But that's where we go back to, why is there an urge to look? You know what I mean? Because for me, I want you to make me so comfortable, I don't even give a shit what's in that phone. You know what I'm saying? Like, and part of how you do that might be, like not doing, I don't know, funny shit with your phone, like taking it in the bathroom every time you go. You know what I'm saying? Like turning it down. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that I'm saying that with Toya, like I think she probably should dig a little deeper about if she done been in there a few times or what have you, and she ain't found nothing yet. Why do you continue to do that? Like, are you? And so it might be something like what you saying, like maybe
she don't even want to have sex with him when he come home.
Yeah, but now when I was going through a phone, I wasn't doing nothing. I just had, and that's where we go. I had the intuition that something wasn't it, and so and for me, I needed to find it because these men play. I was young, okay, right? So men play tricks on your mind, how you running around thinking you crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like. And so I always had to find hard, proof about it. So when I brought it, it wasn't no way, like for you to think. But like I said, my lesson from that really is I don't desire to be around anybody and have those feelings. I think that at the time, if I feel like I want to go and check something in your phone, that I need to have a different conversation.
Yeah.
Maybe with myself, maybe with you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. But I thought that was a little odd for her to ask that question. So she decided to make it more personal. And she said, well, Simone would not have gone to Quad's party no matter when the invite was sent. Which I made a note to say that wasn't exactly a question. But Simone answered. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was a statement. Simone answered and said that's not true. She emphasizes that sending an invite the day of means you really don't want a person there. I could say it could go one way or the other. Sometimes a person, I think because you already know whatever y'all Discord is, it's easy for you to jump to that. Maybe a motherfucker just forgot. Sometimes I think people don't give space for a person to forget, but I do agree. And I hadn't always been this way because I think I've been a people pleaser for some time, and I'm no longer that anymore. So what I'm saying is, yeah, if it's something that you planned and you planned it for some time, and maybe I'll just use discernment with that, because what I'm saying is like there could be somebody who I could understand. Hey, you know what I mean? Like maybe you had the thought, maybe you forgot to call, you know what I mean? Because it happens to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I could be like, oh shit, I meant to do this and I forgot. And it's not intentional, about to leave somebody out. So I feel like for me, I would just use the discernment, but I think it's true. Like I'm not gonna jump through a hoop to get somewhere in the same day for something you've been planning, you know what I'm saying, a little bit longer. If it's not conducive. Now you might could call me that day and say like, what are you doing? I'm like, oh, I'm free as a bird. So maybe then I can say like, well, okay, I'll come. But here's the deal. Let's say we get down to it. Shit, if I don't feel like it, I might not. Why? Because I got the invite the same day anyway. So I hadn't put it on my schedule, like to even be there. Like now that's the thing about me with a Gemini. I like to plan stuff out, and I like to have I feel like I have to prepare to be out socially. And what I mean is kind of like, just my inners, you know what I'm saying, energy, just all of it, So I'm not one that moves. I am spontaneous in some areas, but in some not. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I agree with that. And like I said, I agree with her not going because of it, but I think she felt that way because of whatever their problems is. So they go back and forth, honey. They tried to get some tears out their eyes. The girls was talking about how much it reminded them of soap operas, and baby, it was a soap opera acting going on.
Girl, Toya was funny though. Her confession. Said, yeah. She said, the only reason why Simone cried because Quad cried. She said, yeah, bitch, I'm going to cry too.
Right, because you cry, I'm going to cry. Okay, and they do the same thing every freaking year. It's like, oh my God. So Quad apologizing to Simone yet again, because I feel like I feel like Groundhog Day, like we've been here before. And so Simone admits that she mostly functions out of hurt and anger.
What is she so hurt about? I don't understand. Or is it because she felt like Quad was not a real friend and that she was only really a co-worker? Is that the issue?
Yeah, I feel like yes. I'm glad that she did kind of say that, because that's exactly what it is. And I think it does go all the way back to the sister circle, to that thing.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think it does. And I think that what we always see is, listen, I don't know why they give her such a hard time, because it is a job. I think I remember saying this about Quad last season. All of the girls, Simone is the one that takes it, to heart. But all of the girls have had a problem with Quad in the way she moved like that. She talks to y'all while y'all filming, and then y'all don't hear from her when y'all not filming. That's because, and it's so much like what Giselle said. Giselle, just look at this. This is her job. And so I agree. Like my co-workers, they see me when I'm at work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't see me when I'm not at work. You're not friends with me on my social media. And even though my stuff is public, y'all don't even have my numbers. Like, I don't mix those things together. So I get it, and I don't know why y'all just won't let this girl be. The fuck? Why she gotta be y'all friend outside of y'all filming? Because clearly y'all are not friends. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, just get with the program. Like that, I think that's what everybody needs to do. But yes, I feel like Simone, which I feel like everybody has gotten with the program. It's Simone that has it. And I wonder when Simone's birthday is, but I think it is like, I'm not gonna play with you. Like, we either friends or we not type of deal. Like, I don't want to play the we friends on camera. So I think that's what it is with Simone. Let me see. They hug it out, and I say, let's hope that's the last conversation we have to be a part of when it comes to Quad and Simone. Okay, because I am over it. Yeah. All right, now back with the fellas. Curtis confronts the group and Eugene about the wives putting out something that's not true. Because that's what, when he asked, he say, clearly you're not going to confront your wife like if she says something that's not true. Eugene said his wife ain't said nothing that wasn't true. And then he did a quick pivot, honey, because listen, Curtis was trying. But I do think, I felt like Curtis, like, yeah, you need to go on and just leave that alone. I don't know what you want this man to say to you about what his wife had to say. You know what I mean? Like, and it gave me what you call like womanizing, like type of deal. Like you felt like she couldn't have an opinion about you pulling her on her waist, about you putting your hands on her.
I think she said that he put his hands on other people in the
right. Yeah,
that's what he didn't like.
Right. Well, so since, like you said, they showed the picture with Dr. Heavenly, I'm thinking nobody is thinking that they're lying.
Well, I mean, the thing with him and Toya, I definitely feel like there's an issue. Him pulling her down on his lap. But I think the issue with Dr. Jackie and him to insinuate that he's putting his hands on the women on the show. And, whether he cheated or not, that's between him and Dr. Jackie. But far as the women on the show feeling uncomfortable around him, I guess he didn't like, saying basically that's what she's insinuating. Now, she may feel uncomfortable.
To get that out of his mouth and say that. I say he needs to figure out a way to get that out.
Yeah, I think so too.
Because, like I'm saying, because the picture with him and his hand on Heavenly's waist is out, because that's why that.
Yes, because Heavenly said, she said, really? She said, what she said? He old. She said, shit. She said, I didn't even realize it, when he took the picture or whatever. And I think maybe by him being so tall too, and maybe I don't know, but I don't think she took it as anything. And her husband
Well,
definitely,
yeah.
because her husband, I think Damon, if he felt away, he wasn't
He
gonna
would
do
say so. Yeah.
like Eugene did and sat there. Because there's no way in hell that would have went down with my husband, me sitting on any man's lap besides my daddy, and I bet I'd be what the hell.
Right. I agree.
I thought, oh my God, Toya, get up, Toya.
Yeah, I think, well, that felt like a very uncomfortable situation.
Yeah, I still would have got up quickly.
Yeah. And so again, that's what I feel like. That's why Curtis needs to say what he is trying to say, because I don't really know how you get your. I don't know what you're trying to do, and I'm okay with where Eugene is at because Eugene don't really see it your way. What I say? So Eugene pivots, right? Because he ain't here for it. So he pivot the conversation to Dr. Damon. Asks about Dr. Heavenly running for office. Damon gives his seal of approval, say she got him behind her, and so we gonna do the damn thing. I like that, right? I like that. Heavenly decides to address the group and confirms her run for office as the state representative. Toya answers to say, okay, this was in her confessional where she was like, she thought, oh no, she tells Heavenly this. It wasn't a confessional. She, okay, I think Heavenly said, well, I know I was gone and I heard there was a lot said about me and you wanted to know if I was running for office. Yeah. And so Toya answers her and says, well, yeah, I, thought, wow, like you can't even maintain your friendships. How you gonna run for office?
And Dr. Heavenly trying to be cutesy and demure. She's trying so hard.
So then she Heavenly asked Toya, talking about if she know what a state representative was, but Toya is kind of saying like, well, like it don't matter, like how, and I don't know how they got all the way. I don't know why it is Dr. Heavenly saying keep my kid's name out your mouth. I guess because she was running down whatever it is Dr. Jackie, came and told her.
She said it was Quad told her that.
Okay, whichever one, because it didn't happen in that scene. But what I'm saying is the rule of reality TV, which is why Toya said, well, I'm glad you brought it up, right? Like, because I did want to ask how how y'all doing and this and that. So now it is like, now the subject matter is on the kids, and Dr. Heavenly is hitting the roof, honey. Like, I don't know what they're saying between each other all the way. I think Toya says, oh yeah, I said that. I said things got excited. Toya yelling, how you want us to keep your kid's name out our mouths when you're constantly talking about our families? So I know that Toya, like I said at the beginning, and Jean really kind of, probably got a thorn in the side when it comes to Heavenly, because Dr. Heavenly, just kind of say some not so nice things about them, about their finances, about the, about how Toya treat Jean. I mean, yeah, but here's the deal. Now there's something on, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
A step, and so she is ready to pounce. Where Toya is concerned.
But then it seemed like Toya looked like, I don't know if it's a play for TV, but she said, I know what a state representative ain't you. It just seemed like she seemed angry. And I'm like, what happened? But she did say, Dr. Heaven said she thought that was funny. She said, but she did cuss Toya out. But she was saying basically, because Carlos was asking her about the other women on the show. And about, she said, the new Brandy. She said, Brandy ain't really make an impression on her. She was like, Toya is good for TV. And her shit be funny. She said, but because since it's mine, she said, I'm really serious about running. She said, I just don't think, how she put it, that would be like me saying something about someone else's profession. And she said, I thought that was a little too far, but she is funny though. But she said, but I'm serious about this though. But I said, why Toya got she seemed like she got angry, seemed like a little bit. And I thought
Well, she did, because this is the first time she's able to really confront Dr. Heavenly with something that is not an assumption. It's not, like, I mean, it's something that's tangible that Dr. Heavenly actually could bring up. I think so. So I think, yeah, she mad. Like, so you saying you think she mad that she's running? I think she's
no. She seemed like, I don't think she's mad that she's running. I just thought, what was the anger to this? Because all the other, all the stuff that she did, different shenanigans. But from what we've seen on the shows, they had no beef, right? So I didn't see where it seemed like a lot of animosity, or like, I don't know, maybe, I don't know where all the feelings came from. Because if I'm confronting you about something, about your kid getting locked up, I don't think I'd be laughing at you, because, you laughed at my pain. I'm about to laugh at your shit. Mm-hmm. But it seemed like Toya seemed angry. Mm-hmm. And I just thought, why is she angry? It just, the whole demeanor was just like, it seemed like she was just full of anger. And I didn't understand that. Mm-hmm. I wish she was saying, it didn't matter. But I mean, what she said, it was just how she was saying it. It just seemed that she was upset. And I'm like, what happened that made her upset? Because all we seen was Dr. Heavenly trying to tell her about a state representative, and then this and that and the other. They have their back and forth, but I just didn't see what was the cause there. Because if I'm just confronting you and telling you, hey, your son been locked up, and you don't make no good representative, but it just seems like she was mad when she was saying these things. I don't know, but that's what it looked like. I mean, it was a good scene, though.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought, what's going on, Toya? But yeah.
Well, that's pretty much how the episode goes off.
And so we'll have Dr. Contessa acting the fool next week.
Honey, like she said, baby, I got to get up in the mix, y'all. Y'all cannot not have me getting up in the mix with y'all.
So she gonna mess with the lady with the thyroid problem.
Mm-hmm. The easiest target.
I'm like, why is she messing with her?
The easiest target about that party. Yeah, and I mean,
unless the lady slighted her about her party, because she has some kind of.
I'm gonna assume so, but we'll see, honey. I'm gonna assume so. And maybe it's the fact, like, because she already said, like, yeah, Scott didn't pay for it. We didn't need to know that, because for some reason I feel like we know that already.
I don't know.
But I didn't think, at least from the clip that I saw, it didn't feel warranted. And listen, I just said, explained about how Contessa got into it with Buffy, and that shit wasn't warranted either. So what I'm saying is, Contessa inserts herself in things and she be out of line.
Yeah.
Even though we ain't seen it, but that looks like one of those times. Because whether you thought it was whatever, why would you tell somebody that's sitting at their damn birthday dinner, I'll be ready to jump across the table on your ass. You do it to me.
It's about what she said, we in the mall.
That's what she said.
Oh, the food court or something she said.
She said the middle of the mall, I thought. Something like that.
Like, oh my goodness. I mean, because she was throwing shade. We got to pray to him. What'd she say?
Yeah, like we got to thank him or something. Yeah.
It
was crazy.
I'm like, what did the new lady do to her?
She was throwing a lot of shade. It felt, let me tell you, it felt like you was jealous.
Could be. So we'll see her act a fool next week. And I guess the girl's gonna really jump on Angel on Real Housewives of Potomac next week. She shouldn't have them bitches all over her house. Girl, I wouldn't take them on no damn trip.
I wouldn't either, honey. But they
don't like you.
See.
They don't like you at all. So I don't know.
No. I ain't feeling her either, quite frankly.
No, because she's all doom and gloom, or woe is me, I would say, and want to cry about everything. She doesn't she says she's okay, then wait and process it, then come back about it, because this is the first episode we hadn't talked about the catfish.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Because she's on there busy trying to let them know about her ring.
Yeah.
So she pointed that out.
Yeah, that's true. But like I'm not feeling her myself. No. So what are we rating in Married to Medicine? This episode of Married to Medicine?
I'll say about a 7. I thought it was pretty entertaining.